ESPN 1140 AM and 96.9 FM. The 2026 Peninsula Oilers pregame show is brought to you by Sweeney's Clothing, including a look around the league featuring scores and standings, and starting lineups and pitching matchups as we go around the horn. Sponsored by Jaguar Towing and Recovery. Oilers baseball on ESPN also brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock, Beats Variety, Gentle Dental, Central Peninsula Hospital, and Ashman Krauss Real Estate. The three-time national champion Peninsula Oilers game broadcasts on ESPN. Also brought to you by Steam on Wheels, Vans Automotive, Key White Spruce
Did you get it, Riz?
Dam Construction, and
yes, I did.
Ridgeway Dentist. The 2026 Oilers baseball season on ESPN 1140 AM and 96.9 FM. Also sponsored by Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, Earhart, Elsner and Cooley, attorneys at law, Eyewear Express, Jumpin' Junction, and Soldotna Professional Pharmacy. Oilers baseball is also brought to you on ESPN by AK Express, Martha's Costina, Odyssey Family Practice, AK Tree Solutions, and Playa Azul. The Peninsula Oilers postgame show is sponsored by Peninsula Community Health Services with game recaps and on-field interviews. Now let's go live to today's Oilers game with the ESPN broadcast team.
And welcome back. We're in Chugiak, Alaska tonight for more Oilers baseball on ESPN, the fourth game of this long road stretch to end out the regular season, and your Oilers are looking for back-to-back victories as they take on the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, looking for a little redemption after a tough result a couple nights ago. Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you from Lee Jordan Field at Loretta French Park. And Tucker, we've got a fantastic night for baseball. The weather finally cooperating all the way through the day, and for the first time in this road stretch, it looks like we'll get a full 9-inning game in.
Absolutely. It's been a bit of a rough patch in the weather-wise, and like you said, we played 3 games this road trip, and none have gone longer than 7 innings, whether due to rain or doubleheaders. So, yeah, looking forward to a good game tonight. Oilers looking for a redemption game against the Chinooks, like you said, and also just trying to play off the momentum from yesterday, a huge 11-3 victory over the Matsu Miners.
They certainly gained a lot of momentum with that win over Matsu. We'll see how that translates to tonight's matchup. We'll take a look around the Alaska Baseball League with the latest ABL standings and more after this break on ESPN.
As we head into the summer months, don't forget all your summertime workwear and outerwear at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna. Right now, take advantage of great deals such as Extra Tough apparel at 20% off, including T-shirts and sweatshirts. Don't miss the cozy comfort of fleece blankets, $24.95. Levi jeans, 20% off. Hats and socks, 20% off. Also be sure to check out the exclusive 250th anniversary T-shirts. There's always new things coming in at Sweeney's Clothing. Workwear.
Let's talk about something that's not always top of mind, but still really important, life insurance. Because it offers financial protection for your loved ones and can help them pay for things like a mortgage, credit card debt, and even your children's education. Plus, life insurance is probably a lot more affordable than you think. And with State Farm, your local agent can help you understand your options and choose coverage that fits your needs and budget.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Your health matters every day, not just when you're sick. At Peninsula Community Health Services, we're here to keep you well with personalized primary care and preventative services for the whole family. From checkups and screenings to managing ongoing conditions, our caring team is ready to help you stay ahead of your health. Don't wait. Take the first step toward feeling your best today. Call PCHS at 907-262-3119 or online at pchsak.org.
Peninsula Community Health Services. Healthcare for all.
With the latest scores, standings, and news from around the league, let's take a look around the league. Brought to you by SLP Alaska on ESPN 1140 and 96.9 FM.
Back here at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska. Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you here on the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show. And let's take a look at the latest ABL games and conference standings. Looking at the ABL standings right now, the Matsu Miners maintain their spot atop the league, but by the slimmest of margins with a 14-10 record. Right on their heels of about 2 or 3 teams, the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks at 15-11 overall, who the Oilers are playing tonight. Peninsula themselves at 16-13. Most wins in the league, but because of win percentage, currently 3rd in the ABL. They can jump above Chugiak, though, with a win tonight. The Anchorage Bucks sit at 13-11. They've lost 2 games in a row. They're a game back of Matsu right now, and the Glacier Pilots still down at 5-18, just trying to find some relief at this juncture of the season. Taking a look at some games taking place tonight around the Alaska Baseball League, there are, of course, a couple of interesting ones. The Oilers and Chinooks, obviously, will face off in this contest, but also the Anchorage Bucks and Anchorage Glacier Pilots in a doubleheader tonight. The Mayor's Cup Game 1 will be taking place later on today, but in the bottom half of the 6th inning in the first game right now, it's the Bucks and Pilots tied up at 1 run apiece, and, of course, your Oilers and Chinooks also in action tonight. That's your look around the Alaska Baseball League. When we come back, our very own Tucker Blau will have an interview for our Coach's Corner segment with head coach Dave Dawson as well as Luke Lusky about tonight's game against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. All that and more coming up next on the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show on ESPN.
Upstairs Sabina's talking with Steve.
Okay, when I come back, I just go straight to the audio?
Yeah, let's just go straight to the audio.
Okay, got it.
We have a wide range of products for you. We have 4-ounce jelly jars, half pints and quarts and half gallons, wide mouth and regular lids, pickling salt, lime, pectin, and all the tools you need to can those products.
You'll find everything you need to can right here at Phoenix, located on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
Gentle Dental in Soldotna provides modern dental care in a welcoming, comfortable environment where patients feel right at home. They're also preparing to offer dental implants in the coming months. Patients with missing teeth, failing teeth, or ill-fitting dentures who are non-smokers are encouraged to schedule an evaluation. Combined with advanced new 3D imaging technology, Gentle Dental continues to deliver precise, predictable care. Call Gentle Dental in Soldotna today at 907-262-8834 to schedule an appointment.
Great news, Kenai. The Central Peninsula Kenai Health Center is expanding to better serve our community. We're proud to once again offer lab services, screening mammography, and bone density screenings all in one convenient location right here in Kenai. We're proud to bring these important services back to the Kenai community because everyone deserves access to quality health care close to home. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4495. Central Peninsula Kenai Health Center, compassionate, personalized health care close to home.
And now let's take a trip down to the field. The pregame show's Coach's Corner on ESPN 1140 and 96.9.
Welcome back to the Sweeney's pregame show. I'm Tucker Blau here with Coach Dawson and Luke Lusky. Luke Lusky, the special guest, I guess, here on Coach's Corner, and he's the one that actually hooked Coach Dawson into doing this with me. So what do you guys have to say about that?
And after this, do I bring it back to you or just go to break?
Bring it back to me, and then I'll send it to break.
Okay.
Here with the coaches' meetings and things, but Luke's able to help me out, and we'll find some time to do this, so we appreciate it.
What do you have to say about that?
I'm just happy that Coach Dawson can be on this, give his insight into what he's seen with the Oilers this year.
Cool. So, yeah, obviously a great bounce-back win last night after losing that first game of the doubleheader, and a bit of a frustrating loss on Thursday against this same Chinooks team. What are you looking to do today to kind of use that energy and use it in a positive way?
Well, it just didn't go our way. A couple balls didn't fall, and they got a couple hits, and then the weather wasn't great, and we didn't respond particularly well, but it's the way it is. So we're moving on from that. For us, we just want to try to play our style of baseball, and if we play clean and take care of things, we'll probably be okay.
Awesome. Good to hear. And, Luke, this year you started out maybe a little slow offensively, but you've really put it together as the year progressed. You've hit a few out, and what's been the evolution of your approach at the plate?
I think just relaxing and looking for the pitch that I know I can hit has been the biggest thing this summer. So.
Awesome. I appreciate it, you guys, and good luck today.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we appreciate Tucker giving us the Coach's Corner today. Fantastic job, as always. And, it was interesting listening to Coach Dawson there for a moment about the mentality of the team today and how they're kind of trying to move past the 5-inning game, just trying to focus on taking care of business today against the Chinooks, right, Tucker?
Absolutely, and that's exactly what they need to do is just put it behind them. But also I think they can use that as a little bit of fuel and use that as maybe put together a little bit of a vengeance game here tonight.
We will certainly see in due time. The lineups being exchanged here at Lee Jordan Field. When we come back after the break, we'll have your Genoir Towing and Recovery starting lineups, and we'll jump right into the action as the Oilers take on the Chinooks. Don't go anywhere here on ESPN.
Thinking about a new place to land here on the Kenai Peninsula? At Ashman Krause Real Estate, we believe real estate should feel clear, calm, and personal from the very first conversation. Whether you're buying your first home, moving across town, or preparing to sell, we guide you through every step with local knowledge and genuine care.
Ashman Krause Real Estate at Jack White Real Estate.
Guiding you home with care.
This is Mark from Steam on Wheels. Wanted to talk to you about the Greer Poly tanks that we are now stocking. We've got tank sizes from 1,000 gallon, 1,250, 1,500 gallons. What sets them apart from the competition is that they have up to a 10-foot bury depth. Sometimes you need a tank that can withstand more than 4 feet, and these are where these poly tanks really shine. We do have tanks in stock. As a customer, you can come by and pick them up, a contractor as well. Please give us a call at Steam on Wheels, 907-262-3240.
Dan's Automotive has the best customers in the world. What about Asia? We love Asia. We work on Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans, Hyundais, and Kias.
What about Amsterdam? Do they even make cars?
Look, no matter what side of the car the steering wheel's on, we got you covered. Dan's Automotive, serving the best customers in Alaska. Call 907-420-0416.
The Sweeney's Clothing pregame show continues as we go around the horn with today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Genoir Towing and Recovery on ESPN.
Back here in Chugiak, Alaska, Oilers Chinooks starting lineups. And if you need a tow or help recovering a vehicle or heavy equipment, call Genoir Towing and Recovery at 907-394-6068, providing our starting lineups as always. For your Peninsula Oilers today, Brooks Hassenclaver leads off. He's the first baseman. Mark Nellis is the center fielder for the Oilers. Nolan Graw is the shortstop in the number 3 hole. Luke Lusky is the designated hitter for the Oilers. Jack Holubowski is at third base. Shane Cannon is at second base. Carson McCormick is in right field. Isaac Fernandez is the catcher. And Wyatt Bundy in the starting lineup tonight at left field. Quick note on Holubowski. This is his final game as an Oiler today, and it's going to be interesting to see how he'll respond to that moment. Luke Dixon on the mound for the Oilers. Really quickly, what does the lineup look like for the Chinooks, Tucker?
Yeah, leading off for the Chinooks is Reese Vassar playing second base. DHing tonight, Austin Young batting second. Playing left field, Phoenix West batting third. Cleanup for the Chinooks tonight, center fielder Kai Butler batting fifth. Kyle Whip playing first base, batting sixth. Kirby Jenkins playing right field. And then rounding out the bottom third of the lineup, Drew Hurst, Luke Zaromsky, and Josh Thompson playing third base, catcher, and shortstop. On the mound tonight for Eagle River is going to be Drew McCartney on the mound.
Not the first time the Oilers have seen him this season. Should be a fun one here in Chugiak. We're going to take a quick timeout after the national anthem. We'll be back for Oilers baseball on ESPN.
Fall is just around the corner. Are you ready for your next chapter? At Kenai Peninsula College, we're ready for you. Registration for the fall semester is now open, offering the classes you need close to home. And big news, our residence hall is now open.
Keep it going until we bring it back to national anthems going.
Experience full campus life, lifelong friendships, and live where you learn while taking classes at KPC or any UA campus. Don't wait. Secure your classes in your room today at kpc.alaska.edu. Find your place at KPC.
Looking for the toughest trailers and equipment on the Kenai? Head to White Spruce Trailer Sales on K Beach Road, your local dealer for TYM tractors. That's right, they have TYM tractors and implements. Anything from TYM pallet forks, box blades, snow removal, and more. Built to work as hard as you do. From sales to service, they've got the parts you need to keep your equipment running strong all year long. Speaking of service, White Spruce offers a full-service shop with special discounts for commercial companies because supporting local businesses matter. Looking for a solid job with great pay and room to grow? Dam Construction and Roofing is hiring roofers and general laborers across the Kenai Peninsula. They offer competitive pay based on experience, overtime opportunities, paid sick leave, and full-time seasonal work. No experience? No problem. If you're dependable, motivated, and ready to learn, they'll provide...
All right, we're good after this break.
07-262-30 OK. Day or visit dambuilt.com. Dam Construction and Roofing, building careers. Top.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Welcome back. It's that time once again here on ESPN as your Peninsula Oilers take on the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks in the fourth game of this big-time 10-game road stretch. Oilers trying to get their first win over the Chinooks in this road stretch. Split the doubleheader yesterday with Matsu, but picked up a dominant 11-3 win to end it out, and they'll hope to carry over that momentum today as Drew McCartney takes the mound for Chugiak. Oilers batting order to lead off here in this top half of the first is Brooks Hassenclaver, Martin Ellis, and Nolan Graw. And looking across this lineup, a lot of great offensive talents for the Oilers. And considering their offensive outburst yesterday, if they can do that again and get a solid performance from Luke Dixon on the mound to start, I think the Oilers are going to be in good shape, Tucker.
Absolutely, and the Oilers looking to build off that momentum from yesterday, you said. The Oilers, just like you said, sorry. The Oilers, to start off the road trip, they were really struggling on the offensive side of the ball, and then they had that huge offensive explosion last night against the Miners, putting up 11 runs on the board and really kind of rooting the Miners in what was only a 7-inning game, 11-3. So I think they're in a really good spot to apply a lot of pressure to McCartney here tonight.
Brooks Hassenclaver, the new ABL leader in runs batted in, is going to lead off for the Oilers here in the top half of the first inning. Now with 22 runs batted in on the season, and yesterday, Tucker, he added his 5th home run of the season to his catalog.
Absolutely. It was a big-time shot, and I think he's not done.
I would say that that's a pretty confident assumption considering just how impressive that he's been over the last few weeks at getting those home runs. The Oilers have 3 of the top home run hitters in the league right now. Hassenclaver with 5, Lusky with 3, and Jack Holubowski with 2 homers on the season. So Hassenclaver will lead off, enters the game with a .303 average, 22 RBIs, 23 total hits, and has forced a league-leading 34 walks on the season. He'll face off with Drew McCartney, who so far on the year has a 5.30 ERA, and this is far from his first time against these Oilers. Here we go, Oilers Chinooks, the next chapter. And McCartney will deliver a fastball here to the outside, and the count goes to 1-0.
Yeah, Hassenclaver, he started off the season batting kind of in the middle of the order, maybe the 2 spot. But after leading off yesterday and hitting that home run, baseball, a very superstitious sport. You don't want to change anything and see if you can repeat that tonight.
McCartney used the fastball on the first pitch. His second pitch is a breaking ball that is just low. Good eye by Hassenclaver. And it calls him Hawkeye Hassenclaver, and it's because he can do things at the plate that not many others are able to do when it comes to locating the baseball. Count at 2-0.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Hassenclaver specifically, but most ball players will say they feel their best when they're really seeing the zone. So it's good to see him take balls and really seeing the ball well.
That pitch is in for a strike from McCartney, and the count goes to 2-1. And again, it'll be Hassenclaver, Nellis, and Graw to lead off this lineup. For the Chinooks infield, it's Drew Hurst at third, Josh Thompson at short, Reese Vassar at second, and Cal Whip over at first. 2-1 coming up to Brooks Hassenclaver from McCartney. McCartney deals. It's a fastball, and it's outside again for ball number 3. Last thing you want if you're McCartney is to put Brooks Hassenclaver on base just like that, especially with this pretty imposing top of the order still to come.
But Hassenclaver, we've said it before, we'll say it again, best in the league by walks by a wide margin, so would not be surprised to see him reach base.
3-1 pitch. He leads the league in several categories right now. And that's a good strike from McCartney. Top part of the zone for a 3-2. Hassenclaver leading the league in home runs, RBIs, and walks, just to name a few categories. Doesn't have as many hits as some of the other guys in the ABL, but when he does get hits, let's be frank about it, he makes it count. 3-2 coming up. McCartney deals, and Hassenclaver will foul this one off on the left side to keep the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hassenclaver has struck out 16 times this season and 76 at-bats, so he's not a guy that is going to give you a strikeout easily, to say the least.
Absolutely. Very good, as we were saying, at seeing the zone, protecting the plate, especially in a 2-strike count. You can't let that pitch go through. A good job of fouling it off if he didn't think he could, let me try that again. Put a good swing on it.
That's a tough thing to say 5 times. 3-2 on the way. Hassenclaver, high drive, deep to center field. Back is Butler, and he'll make the catch right near the fence for out number 1, but that one looked dangerous off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. That jumped off his bat deep to center field. I thought I had a chance of getting down in the gap at least, but unfortunately I think it was just a little far to the left, and Kai Butler able to get to it easily.
But the fact that Hassenclaver was able to show that much power early against McCartney, nothing short of a good sign. Mark Nellis will come to the plate here for the Oilers. 2-hole hitter is the center fielder today. And McCartney is going to call time here. Looks like he wants to swap out baseballs.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that the last time the Chinooks faced off against the Oilers because of the rain. Thankfully, tonight's at least dry, but there's just something about that ball that McCartney didn't like.
And wants to make sure he's comfortable in this situation. Oilers as a team batting .253 on the season with a .391 on base percentage and a league-leading 12 homers. Nellis watches a nice breaking ball from McCartney hit the zone. Count goes to 0-1.
Yeah, finally McCartney able to get a first pitch strike, and Nellis now going to have to be a little more, widen his hitting zone here with 1 strike on him.
Nellis with 23 hits on the season, 17 RBIs. Started out the doubleheader yesterday against Matsu, 0 for 7 between the 2 games, but was able to get a single late, and he's hoping that that single that he got is going to translate to today's game, as that pitch missed outside from McCartney, and the count evens at 1-1.
I really like the top of this order, the top 5. You've got Nellis, Graw, Lusky, and Holubowski, of course, directly after Hassenclaver, so an absolute gauntlet for McCartney here at the top.
Certainly will be, as that's delivered for ball number 2. Really just no rest for McCartney in this lineup right now. You've got guys who have contributed in a big way all season long, and I think that just goes to show you why this is right now the top offense in the Alaska Baseball League. 2-1 from McCartney. Nellis will pop this one up on the right side. Racing after it is whipped, but it lands over the fence in foul territory, and the count evens at 2-2.
And so far, both Oilers hitters so far, Hassenclaver and Nellis, doing a great job of working the count. I said it about Hassenclaver already, but just seeing multiple pitches, and the more pitches you see from a pitcher, the more chance you have of putting a good swing on it. Plus, just the fatigue that a pitcher gets, the more pitches he throws in 1 inning.
For those watching on YouTube, the uniform matchup tonight might be a bit confusing because both teams have on their red uniforms with white and gray pants. So it's going to be tough to tell exactly who's who and let you know what's going on, as that one bounces right off the fence, right to our camera. There goes Nolan Graw. What's up, Nolan? Going to flip that ball right back. Count's going to be at 2-2 here once again for Nellis. I was always wondering if they could hear us from behind the fence here, and I guess you can. So 2-2 coming up for Mark. And again, the Oilers are in the gray pants tonight with the Chinooks in the white pants. Both with those red uniforms. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball. Nellis hammers this one out towards right, but it's going to stay in the air for a while, and the catch will be made by Kirby Jenkins for out 2.
So both hitters retired in the inning so far for the Oilers, but really quality at-bats from both Brooks Hassenclaver and Mark Nellis, able to work the count and put some pressure on McCartney, even though they weren't able to get on base.
Nolan Graw will come to the plate here for the Oilers, and Graw has really caught on as the month of July has continued on. A .347 average since coming back for the Oilers with 17 hits and 4 RBIs. Has 2 outs here in the top of the first. First lefty batter that McCartney has faced. And that pitch, or the second lefty batter I should say, pitches high here for ball 1.
Yeah, that pitch was very high. I think it slipped out of his hand a little early. He's going to be looking to find the zone here. Graw, basically a free 1-0 count.
.439 on base percentage for Nolan so far this season. 1-0 on the way. Fastball by McCartney to the outside. Slaps his glove after the fact. That one might be one that just kind of got away from him. Count's going to be at 2-0 here. Nolan Graw with a 2-0. He has made a couple visits recently to some pretty prestigious schools in the southern part of the U.S., trying to see where he's going to play baseball next year, as this breaking ball is outside for McCartney for ball 3. But a guy like Nolan's talents, you can understand why some big schools are taking a good look at him.
Absolutely, Graw swinging a good bat this year, and that's 3 straight misses from Drew McCartney, so I don't know if he's just going to try to throw a meatball here or risk the walk, but either way, Graw's looking in a good spot here in this at-bat.
Certainly is, with a 3-0 coming up from Drew McCartney, and the fastball's high and outside. So a 4-pitch walk forced by Nolan Graw here in the top of the first, and the Oilers have the first base runner on in this one.
And aside from that third ball, all of those pitches missed by a big margin were really easy takes for Graw, so I wonder if McCartney is struggling with something a little bit here, and Lusky can take advantage of that.
Well, you talked to him on the Coach's Corner segment earlier in the broadcast. Luke Lusky is at the plate here for the Oilers, the senior out of South Dakota State and Green Isle, Minnesota. A .288 average for the Jackrabbits this past year and 58 RBIs, and he has been a big-time powder keg in a good way for the Oilers this season, as this pitch is delivered by McCartney high for ball 1.
Yeah, and he's been really able to put it together as the season progressed. It's been great to see him really come together and turn into what he is now for the Oilers.
McCartney at 17 pitches so far in this frame. 0-1 coming up as Lusky pops it foul to the right side of the ballpark, and the count quickly moves to 0-2, so opportunity could be knocking here for McCartney to possibly get an out on Lusky and bring this thing to the bottom of the first.
Yeah, certainly not an easy inning for McCartney while he has retired 2 of 3 hitters, but I'm sure he certainly wants to get back into that dugout after throwing several pitches. He's up to 17 now.
Yeah, getting up there in pitch count already. That's exactly what the Oilers want to see, and they want to keep it going. 0-2 on the way, and this one just misses the outside corner. Good take by Lusky for ball 1. Pretty much unhittable, even if it had been a strike, but good work by Lusky to identify that it was going outside.
Yeah, that was a very outside pitch, and like you said, good take from Lusky, not swinging to that stuff, because that's exactly what McCartney was trying to induce there.
1-2 with 2 outs coming up to Lusky. And he's going to deliver a ball popped up on the right side again with trying to race after it. Won't be able to make a play. It's another foul ball. And the count will stay at 1-2.
And yet another good at-bat here from Luke Lusky. He's about to see the 5th pitch after falling behind 0-2. And the Oilers are really putting it to McCartney, even though they've only drawn 1 base runner.
Lusky is pretty well slotted into that DH role since coming on with the Oilers, although sometimes he does play first base. It's usually an either-or situation, as our first pickoff of the day is attempted to see if anything can be done about Nolan Graw, but Graw gets back to first unaffected. 1-2 with 2 outs coming up here to Lusky again. Graw, pretty big leadoff, almost took off there as a breaking ball comes in high for ball number 2, and that's going to be something that McCartney may want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think if Graw had taken off, he would have been fine. Of course, the risk there is that you take off early and then all McCartney has to do is step off and throw you out at second base. But with the way McCartney was not really paying him much attention, I think he might have made it.
That throw back to first on a pickoff was almost a disaster for the Chinooks, as it was low to Cal Whip that time. He did a good job just keeping it in front of him, making sure that Graw didn't advance past that. So now a 2-2 on the way to Lusky with 2 outs. Graw over at first. And Lusky grounds one over to short, and it's bobbled. The throw to second is in time to still get the out. So nice recovery by Josh Thompson. It's a 6-4 to take care of Nolan Graw, and that will do it here for this top half of the first inning. The Oilers get 1 man aboard, but are unable to bring him in. It's going to be none left on base with no runs, no hits, and no errors in the top half of the first inning. We'll be back for the bottom of the first, and the Chinooks up to bat when we come back on ESPN.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free and is family friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. Your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry 262-8404.
The World Cup's coming and everybody's talking defense. Here's a strategy that works long after the final whistle. If your family is complete, a no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy is a safe, effective move. If you're done building your team, it may be time to strengthen your defense. Dr. Alvarez can perform your procedure in Soldotna or Homer. It's quick, comfortable, and a whole lot easier than chasing toddlers into extra time. Don't leave your future up to a lucky bounce. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics 907-235-1010 and schedule your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy. Score some peace of mind and enjoy the game.
Back here to Chugiak, Alaska, Dylan Simmons, Tucker Blau, Race Lee back at the studio here on this Saturday evening as the Peninsula Oilers taking on the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Bottom half of the first inning is coming up, and Caden Thorpe is coming over to the fence for some reason. Our pitching coach for the Oilers, I think he went to go pick up a ball. We have a ball sometimes in the van coming over to the games. Oilers trying to have a ball here against the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks here on this Saturday night. First inning unable to bring in any runs, but Luke Dixon's on the mound, and he's going to be looking to do the same to Chugiak here, Tucker.
Yeah, like you said, the Oilers unable to bring in any runs, but they did force Drew McCartney to throw 23 pitches. So a solid inning trying to apply that pressure early, which they did, and able to make Drew McCartney fatigue a little early.
Reese Vassar will come to the plate here for the Chinooks. The second baseman, Austin Young, and Phoenix West will follow him. In Luke Dixon's last appearance against Chugiak, he went 5 innings with 2 earned runs given up, 3 runs total, and this will be his 5th appearance of the season. Each and every time it's been as a starter. So it's been a while since Luke Dixon's been on the mound, and that could serve him well here, but the first pitch is high and inside for ball 1.
Absolutely, and Dixon looking for a good start, trying to work efficiently through this Chinooks lineup, who's been able to put the ball in play very well this year.
1-0 by Dixon is inside again on a fastball for ball number 2. Reese Vassar has cooled off a little bit from his hot start to the season, but still has some solid stats. A .269 batting average, 18 hits, 11 RBIs. 2-0, swing and a miss, and that's the fastball that Luke Dixon was looking for. Count goes to 2-1. And getting a great starter on the mound can be such a huge thing for any team, and we saw how big that was for the Oilers yesterday, considering what Kian Prendez was able to do. Here's a 2-1 flown out to right field. McCormick is camping back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 on an F9.
Yeah, able to get the bat on it, but put way too much air underneath that one. That's an easy play for the right fielder, McCormick, and pretty routine, to say the least.
Austin Young, the designated hitter, comes to the plate, and he's a guy that we haven't talked as much about, but his stats show just how much of a superstar he's been becoming as of late. A .340 batting average, 17 hits, 8 RBIs, and the second best batting average right now on the Chinooks team. Fastball by Dixon is in for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Young and West each have the second and third best batting averages in the league right now. Maybe underrated stars overall in the Alaska Baseball League. 0-1 coming up from Dixon. Using that fastball, and it bounces directly off the fence, shakes our camera. Count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, Dixon started out a little rough with those 2 consecutive balls. Since then, he's thrown 4 strikes, so able to get back in the zone and force the Chinooks to swing the bat.
Yeah, he's been much more effective as this bottom half of the first has gone on. A welcome sight to Oilers fans, and they'll hope that Dixon can keep that going. Looking for his first strikeout of the game right here. 0-2. Here's a drive into center that's going to get down for a base hit. And Austin Young shows you just why he's so good for the Chinooks, as he's got a leadoff single here in the bottom half of the first.
Yep, that's just a good at-bat from Young. Falls behind 0-2 and still puts good wood on it back up the middle, and now he's on first base. Thankfully, already 1 out in the inning, but no easy job for Dixon coming up with Phoenix West at the plate.
Well, both of these lineups are stacked tonight as Phoenix West comes on, the left fielder. The other guy we were talking about who's been tremendous for the Chinooks this season and has the second best batting average in the Alaska Baseball League right now at .338. Going to pop this one up foul toward the left side, counts at 0-1. Luke Dixon with 16 strikeouts on the season. Again, the 4 games started, 18 total innings, and he has 16 strikeouts to his name. 0-1 coming up here to Phoenix West. First lefty batter that Luke Dixon has faced so far in this game. And here's another ball popped up and fouled, again toward the left side by West, bringing the count to 0-2.
West able to put bat on both the pitches he's seen so far, but not good contact. And now Dixon with 2 strikes can really go after him, try to get the swing and miss here on an 0-2.
Phoenix West from Harding University in Fort Collins, Colorado, was a tremendous batter for them this past year. Top batting average on the Chinooks for most of the year, and has been top 5 in the ABL for most of the year as well. 0-2 to West, and a swing and a miss, and Luke Dixon will get his first strikeout of the game as he's able to get one of the best batters in the ABL swinging.
Yeah, not going to lie, that was just a catch-eye swing, and the ball was in the dirt, and he had it was just very, very low, but below his knees, and he chased it. Great pitch from Luke Dixon.
17th strikeout for Luke Dixon this season, first of the game, and Kai Butler comes to the plate for Chugiak here. He's been a mixed bag against the Oilers this season, but you always have to respect his ability, and he's going to be trying to show that right here. .316 average on the season with 25 hits and 12 total RBIs. Dixon, yes, gets that one in the low part of the zone for strike 1. 0-1 count just like that, and Luke Dixon wants to make sure that this bottom half of the first elapses quickly and that he can keep Austin Young over at first right now. 0-1 with 2 outs coming up as Dixon takes a quick look back over to first base. 0-1 is delivered. This fastball a little bit to the outside for ball number 1. Your Oilers infield is as follows. Jack Holubowski in his final game of the season for the Oilers is over at third. Nolan Graw is the shortstop. Shane Cannon is at second base. And Brooks Hassenclaver is over at first. Outfield goes Wyatt Bundy, Mark Nellis, and Carson McCormick from left to right with Isaac Fernandez behind the plate. 1-1 pitch from Dixon, and this is delivered low and outside for ball number 2.
Yeah, and that was just a huge strikeout of Phoenix West. Like you said, one of the best hitters in the ABL, and sending him back to the dugout now puts 2 outs on the board and much less chance of Austin Young being able to cash in on that single just moments ago.
2-1 coming up for Luke Dixon here against Kai Butler. Here's another drive towards center, and it's going to get down again for the base hit. Back up the middle for the second time for the Chinooks. Young did it first, and now Butler gets a single here.
Yeah, and while that single hurts, it's back up the middle, and that's just a great swing from Kai Butler. You've still got 2 outs. There's forces at all the bases now. The Oilers just need 1, so there's a lot of ways to get the third out and get out of this inning.
That there certainly is, as Southern Knights serenades Cal Whip to the plate for Chugiak. First baseman has been pretty darn troublesome against the Oilers so far here in this road stretch. Had a really good first game against the Oilers in that 7-0 5-inning victory, and he's looking for more here tonight. Runners at first and second for Chugiak, and Luke Dixon trying to find his way past this bottom half of the first inning. Fastball is delivered low for ball number 1. One thing I've noticed about Luke throughout the season is that sometimes he needs about an inning or 2 to find his groove, and then he really settles in. That could be the situation we're looking at here, but he wants to make sure that he doesn't need to find that groove so much as he can just immediately get into it as this frame continues. 1-0 pitch. That's more like it for a strike. Count evens at 1-1.
And that makes these first few innings oh so crucial. If the Oilers are able to get through them without any runs allowed, and then Dixon finds that groove, that sets them up really well to build a lead in this ballgame.
That it certainly does. And like you said, if you can get out of this bottom of the first with the 2 runners on base, that's pretty good victory, I'd say, for this Oilers defense, as this is fouled off by Cal Whip, and the count will be at 1-2 for the Chinooks.
Yeah, Whip just got a little tick of that for strike 2, and now Dixon with 2 and a 1-2 count. He's got a lot of pitches he can throw right here, and now Whip is the one that's going to have to be guessing.
Cal Whip for the .255 batting average on the year, 55 at-bats, 14 hits, and 11 total RBIs for the Chinooks this season. 1-2 with 2 outs coming up to Whip. Chinooks with a 15-11 record on the year, going for win number 16. Oilers looking for win number 17 tonight. 1-2 from Dixon. No, just a little bit low for ball number 2. Again, going for that fastball in the low part of the zone, just not able to get it where he wants to. Seen that pitch quite a bit against the Chinooks so far in this frame. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up to Whip here. At second base is Austin Young. At first base is Kai Butler. Both of them have some speed. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Dixon deals, and this is hit off the end of the bat by Whip over towards the parking lot. And a foul ground, and the count stays even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, like you said, the count is 2-2 with 2 outs. When we were in high school, we called that deuces. And like I said before, baseball, a very superstitious sport. We'd all rub the side of the bills on our hats, thinking that was some kind of good luck or something. And, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but we always did it anyway.
Hey, whatever gets the job done, if you ask me. If you're able to make it work, why not give it a shot? 2-2 pitch coming up from Dixon here again, trying to fight off Cal Whip. Here's a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. This could bring in a run. Young is coming around third. Here's the throw to home plate. It won't make it in time. And Chugiak takes the early lead off an RBI single from Cal Whip, who's been doing major damage to the Oilers as of late.
Yeah, just a seeing eye single through that left side. Managed to split the gap between Holubowski and Graw. Really nothing anybody could do about that. That was actually not bad pitch from Dixon. He was able to induce that weak ground ball. Just perfect placement from Whip, and the Chinooks take the lead.
Cal Whip adds his 12th RBI of the season for Chugiak and delivers an RBI single here in the bottom half of the first inning. Kirby Jenkins comes to the plate, and Kirby looking to devour some more of this Oilers defense today. 2 outs with Butler over at second and Cal Whip over at first. 3 hits for the Chinooks in this inning, as this pitch from Dixon is inside for ball number 1. So some early success for this Chugiak offense. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dixon wants to get back in the zone here. Maybe a little shook up from that RBI single, but if he can put together a good at-bat here, I think he can try to regain that composure.
Just trying to break this stretch for Chugiak right now is Dixon. 1-0 is grounded up the middle once again. Plenty of time to cover it for the shortstop. He tried to flip it over to second, and the ball was bobbled by Cannon. And coming in to score for the Chinooks is Butler. Graw tried to flip it to Cannon to get the easy out on Cal Whip, and instead there was some miscommunication. And as a result, Butler scores, and the Chinooks are on top 2-0.
Yeah, that was a difficult play. That was Graw ranging in behind second base and tried to get the flip over to Cannon while moving towards right field. And with the positioning of Cannon, he wasn't going to get the out anyway because Whip slid in and was popped up onto second base, and he was kind of in Cannon's view. It was just a very unfortunate play for the Oilers. The ball gets loose, and somehow Butler able to score from second to home on an infield single.
Jenkins will reach first, and they are going to call that a single officially, so it will be the 4th hit for the Chinooks here in this game as Drew Hurst comes to the plate, and he delivers a drive over to second, picked up by Cannon on the run, who throws to first for a 4-3. But the Chinooks do some damage in the first frame of their offensive game. They're on top 2-0 off an RBI single from Cal Whip and a run brought in that by Kirby Jenkins, courtesy of a Kai Butler run. We'll be back for the top of the second in just a moment with the Oilers back on offense on ESPN.
When you've been involved in a car accident, getting healthy is the most important thing. Having an advocate that can go out and get a full and fair recovery for you should not be something that you have to worry about. When people have been injured and suffered catastrophic injury or huge medical bills, other insurance companies can come and try to reduce your recovery. It's imperative to have someone that knows how to fight with these insurance adjusters look out for your interests. At Earhart, Elsner, and Cooley, we want to add value to your case to ensure a maximal, fair recovery.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Eyewear Express. Let's talk about your money. Let's talk about getting up at 0-30 to make a buck. Whether you're working in the hospital, one of our schools, or in the rain and snow, or you spend weeks away from your family, Eyewear Express knows the value of your money. And we promise the glasses we sell you mean as much to us as your money does to you. Eyewear Express will build you eyewear that are worth the money you use to pay for them. Expect the best from Eyewear Express, located in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna.
Welcome back on ESPN. Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you, and after 1 inning here in Chugiak, the Chinooks on top 2-0 over your Peninsula Oilers. An RBI single delivered by Cal Whip in the bottom half of the first, and Kai Butler brought in on what looks like it could be an error for the Oilers. They've added an error now to the scoreboard. We'll try to clarify what the official scoring is in just a moment. But either way, Chinooks on top 2-0 early here, Tucker.
Yeah, it looks like the official scoring is Jenkins did single. They're not going to give him the RBI. They're going to say Butler scored on the throw from the shortstop to second baseman. So actually not even an error applied to either team on that play. Well, to the Oilers on that play.
So there's your official scoring. Jack Holubowski comes to the plate. Bit of a sentimental moment for him. It's his final game as an Oiler for this season, and we wish Jack the best in his upcoming college baseball exploits in the next year. But he's been a great asset to the Oilers so far this season and going to try to do some special things here tonight as this pitch is inside for ball number 1. Holubowski with a .300 average on the season and 18 total hits, 7 RBIs, and has 2 home runs on the year so far.
Yeah, like you said, Holubowski just an asset for the Oilers, and I'm sure he's looking to go out with a bang here tonight.
1-0 pitch on the way, and a breaking ball is delivered by McCartney to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. It will be Holubowski, Shane Cannon, and Carson McCormick, 5, 6, and 7, due up in the order for the Oilers here in this top half of the second inning. McCartney taking his time on this 1-1, deals to Holubowski, who pops this one up on the left side, and it'll be fouled out of play as the count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, Holubowski now is going to have to protect. That was a good swing. That was his pitch to hit, and now you got to look to the edges and make sure you're swinging at anything close.
Holubowski from Chesterfield, Missouri, and plays out of Bradley University. Teammates with Luke Skinner on that Bradley team this past year. 1-2 on the way to Holubowski here. Breaking ball just high. Good take by Jack. That one pretty close to the top part of the zone, but he held back, and it was a wise decision.
Yeah, it was high well enough to take, and Holubowski with that good eye able to take ball 2 in a 2-strike count, and now he's got a better count. It's closer to working that walk.
2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball just misses the inside corner of the plate. Again, a good take by Holubowski. Seeing the plate well, brings the count full at 3-2.
And the Oilers continue to put it to McCartney, working the count, and Holubowski, as the leadoff hitter, he's just trying to get on base here, so he'd take a walk as well as a hit.
3-2 coming up from McCartney. Deals to Holubowski, who pops this one up. It's going to land somewhere behind us out of play. And the count remains full, so a really good war of attrition taking place between pitcher and batter to start off this second inning so far.
Yeah, they describe this battle as a chess game, a chess match between the pitcher and the batter, and that's exactly what's happening here. Holubowski trying to guess what's coming next, and obviously McCartney trying to deceive him with the pitches.
Payoff pitch coming up to Holubowski here. McCartney delivers a breaking ball, and that is high and outside for ball 4. Great work by Jack Holubowski to get through that count and get to first base on the walk. It's the second walk issued by McCartney, and the Oilers have a leadoff runner on base.
Yeah, Holubowski fell behind 1-2 early and was able to work back in the count and work that walk. Like I said, as the leadoff hitter, his job is just to set the table for the hitters behind him, and so he'll take that any day.
The freshman Shane Cannon from UC San Diego is now at the plate. .209 average on the year with 14 hits. Holubowski over at first. McCartney deals, and a high drive deep to left field. It's going to land in foul ground over the fence, and the count will be 0-1, but that was a really good charge put into that ball by Cannon.
Yeah, like you said, a rocket off the bat of Cannon, and just curled it way too far down the left field line to be fair, but that's good to see, and hopefully you can wait on it a little more and put that in play.
Showing some tremendous power in that foul ball. 0-1 coming up here. Holubowski over at first with a decent leadoff, but not too big right now. 0-1 on the way to Cannon from McCartney, who delivers a breaking ball, and it's in for strike 2. Very tough to hit that sort of pitch from McCartney.
Yeah, that was a great pitch from McCartney. Able to get the edge of the zone, and not really much Cannon could do with it, and now he's going to have to protect and try to foul that pitch off if McCartney's able to deliver it again.
.209 average on the year for Cannon with 14 hits and 9 RBIs, looking for his 10th run batted in right here. 0-2 with no outs and a runner at first. McCartney delivers. Ball popped up by Cannon. It's going to land in foul ground and right into the glove of the catcher Luke Zaromsky for out number 1.
Yeah, and that was just good sequencing by McCartney with that off speed and then immediately following it up with a high fastball. It was going to take some phenomenal hitting from Cannon to be able to catch up to that one, and just as McCartney intended, he popped it up, and easy play for the catcher.
Well, here comes a guy who we talked to in our PCHS postgame show yesterday, Carson McCormick, who reached base 3 times against the Matsu Miners in Game 2 of the doubleheader, had 2 RBI singles and a walk, a 2-for-3 day, not too shabby all things considered, and he's looking to drive another run in right here to add to what's been a pretty good stretch for him. number 7 man in the order, working as the right fielder once again. And this breaking ball is delivered high for ball number 1 from McCartney.
McCartney seems to be living with that high fastball. It's just a matter of whether he can catch the top of the zone or not. And the Oilers so far doing a decent job of taking those pitches that are high, and it's worked out for them as far as working the count goes. It'd take a few more base runners if they can.
Pickoff attempted back to first. Holubowski quickly retreats to the bag. And for Carson right here, this is a pivotal moment, even this early in the game, to try to see if you can get the Oilers back in position to overcome this 2-run deficit they face against Chugiak right now. 1-0 pitch, McCormick pops this one up. It's going to land somewhere behind us. It's another foul ball, and the count will even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
And as we've seen the result of all these high pitches is a lot of pop-ups. So the Oilers are going to be looking to try to get on top of the ball and try to drive through it rather than put it into the air quite so much. Thankfully, most of the pop-ups have resulted in foul balls, but anyway, just try to get on top of the ball is what the Oilers are trying to do.
1-1 coming up to McCormick, and yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Oilers adapt to that, especially the second time through the order. 1-1 pitch to McCormick is delivered in on a breaking ball low for ball number 2. Oilers have yet to get a hit in this game. They have gotten 2 men on base, Nolan Graw and Jack Holubowski respectively, each via base on balls.
Yeah, McCartney has not allowed a hit to the Oilers yet, but any time is a good time, of course. Carson McCormick looking to put the first one right here.
Well, it certainly does seem like a matter of time for the Oilers as they try another pickoff at first, and Holubowski quickly able to retreat. No problem for Jack. And we'll get set for the 2-1. Holubowski has stolen 3 bases this season. Could be something to watch out for here. 2-1 on the way, and that is high and tight for ball number 3, and McCormick might be on the verge of getting on base with a walk himself.
Yeah, another high fastball. This one pushing McCormick in a little bit too. McCormick, obviously a tough guy. He didn't dodge out of the way or anything like you'll see some guys do, but just flinch back just enough to avoid the ball.
Now, he's a tough guy, and he can take a hit by pitch if need be, but he wants more right here. 3-1 is delivered, and that's in the zone for strike 2. Really good off speed that time for McCartney.
Yeah, McCartney able to find the zone, and Carson McCormick, as the 3-1 is a hitter's count. I'm sure he was just looking for ball 4 there, and now he's going to have to protect with 2 strikes.
Could be a big early turning point for the Oilers. Payoff pitch coming up to McCormick with Holubowski over at first. 3-2 with 1 out. McCartney taking a little more time here. Loads up the 3-2 and delivers, and McCormick fouls it back once again. Yet another foul ball, of which we've seen many so far against McCartney. Keeps the count full at 3-2.
Yeah, second full count of the inning and third of the game, but let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 hitters for the Oilers today have been able to put together a quality at bat against McCartney, and that's going to see if that shows as McCartney's game progresses.
Another attempted pickoff move over to first. Holubowski's got a pretty decent leadoff over there, and McCartney is trying to keep him honest, but has not been able to get him out yet. 3-2 coming up to McCormick once again. Still just 1 out with Holubowski over at first. McCartney deals, and this is low for ball 4. Good work by Carson McCormick, able to work the count full much like Holubowski and force a walk. 2 runners aboard for the Oilers here in the top of the second, and the third walk issued by Drew McCartney.
Yeah, like you said, third free pass issued by McCartney, and I apologize, I was wrong. 6 of the 7 batters have now worked a quality at bat. Of course, quality at bat being 6 pitches or more, or extra base hit or hard ball, however you define that. But 6 of the 7 hitters so far in this Oilers lineup have seen 6 or more pitches. So that's just a great job seeing the ball.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of that. It's almost as if the team is kind of absorbed the Brooks Hassenclaver mentality by osmosis in this early part of the game. As Isaac Fernandez, the catcher, is at the plate, and this is high for McCartney for ball 1, and his control could become an issue soon if he's unable to start delivering some strikes consistently. 1-0 coming up to Isaac Fernandez, getting his first at-bat of the day. Fernandez with a .292 average on the season, 14 hits, 2 RBIs in 48 total at-bats. Not talked about, I'd say, as much as some of the other guys on this team, but he is pretty consistent when it comes to getting on base so far this year. 1-0 to Fernandez, breaking balls in the zone for strike number 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike, and a really nice adjustment on that pitch by McCartney.
Yeah, yesterday we saw the bottom of the order really produce against the Matsu Miners, and the Oilers able to produce 11 runs, largely fueled by that bottom of the order, and they're trying to do that again here in the second inning.
A 1-1 pitch coming up to Isaac Fernandez with still just one out. Runner at second is Holubowski. Runner at first is McCormick. Here is a ball popped up on the right side. Will it stay in foul ground? It will, and the catch is made by Cal Whip for out 2.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Isaac Fernandez, you're hoping on a foul ball like that it goes out of play, and Whip had just enough room to make the grab, and now there's 2 down with 2 runners on. On the bright side, if Bundy's able to reach base here, that would mean at least 3 men on the base, if not a run in the books, for Brooks Hassenclaver, who's waits on deck.
Yeah, Wyatt Bundy comes to the plate, 286 average on the year with 8 total hits and 2 RBIs. And he wants to see if he can maybe be that difference maker here in the early portion of the game for the Oilers. Fastball by McCartney is high for ball number 1. Another lefty batter for the Oilers and the 9-hole hitter. Wyatt, soon to play for Yavapai College. Rising freshman going into his first year at Yavapai. He's been a great talent for the Oilers so far this season. 1-0 on the way from McCartney. Delivers this one to Bundy, and it's outside for ball number 2. So again, another Oilers batter able to put themselves in an advantageous position due to McCartney not being able to consistently find the zone.
Yeah, Bundy, once again, taking pitches like he's seen all his teammates do now. The good part about the bottom of the order is you have all the experience of watching your teammates hit already, and you can use that knowledge to hopefully put together a quality at bat.
2-0 is delivered on a fastball inside for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. More toward the inside part of the plate for McCartney that time, and got it where it needed to go. 2 balls and 1 strike. No Oiler has yet managed to hit against McCartney. Could Bundy be the man to change that? 2-1 with 2 outs coming up. Delivered to Bundy. And the fastball's outside for ball number 3. And just like that, another Oilers batter has themselves in a hitter's count at 3-1. And like you mentioned, Tucker, Hassenclaver's on deck here, so this could become a very advantageous position for the Oilers.
Yeah, this is a dangerous situation for McCartney. If he can't deliver a strike here, you're looking at the bases juiced for the biggest power hitter in the league. So McCartney on the edge of the knife.
3-1, that is ball 4, high and outside. Bundy forces the 3rd walk of the inning, the 4th walk total by McCartney, and we're going to go back to the top of the order here with Brooks Hassenclaver, maybe the best batter in the ABL total this year, as the Chinooks are going to have a meeting on the mound before this gets any worse for McCartney, and it feels like this is one that's needed, especially with the tough scenario that McCartney finds himself in.
Yeah, certainly a big situation for the Oilers right here. Brooks Hassenclaver, 5 home runs on the year with that deep fly ball last night as well, adding to that total. And he's just looking to drive some guys in with the bases juiced here early in the top of the second inning, looking to respond to the Chinooks' 2 runs.
McCartney's last appearance was against the Oilers back on July 9th. Oilers picked up a 6-5 win in the final game of the home series between the Chinooks and Oilers. An inning and a third with 4 earned runs given up. He's been a little more consistent so far, but he's in danger of completely flipping this game upside down here against Hassenclaver. 2 outs, and the bases are juiced for the Oilers. Holubowski's at 3rd, McCormick at 2nd, and Wyatt Bundy is over at 1st. 2 runners in scoring position, and a chance for the Oilers to potentially tie this game up as Hassenclaver swings and misses at a fastball from McCartney, who does well to adjust on the first pitch. The count's at 0-1.
You know, it's not just us. Hassenclaver is certainly thinking about all those RBIs on the base paths right now, and he was looking for a deep fly on the first pitch of the at-bat. Coming out aggressive, I like that. Now he's going to have to widen his zone and still try to put together a solid swing.
Flew a ball out to center his first time up. 0-1, delivers a ground ball to the left side, right side I should say, picked up by Reese Vassar over to Cal Whip for a 4-3 and out number 3. So a rare opportunity missed for Brooks Hassenclaver and the Oilers here. They leave 3 men on base here in the top half of the second inning. No hits, no errors, and no runs scored for Peninsula. We'll be back for the bottom half of the second in just a moment. Chinooks holding on to a 2-0 lead in Chugiak.
Hi, this is Justin Ruffridge. There's nothing like a small town. It's real community. And that's one of the reasons I'm raising my family here. It's also why I own and operate Soldotna Professional Pharmacy, because I believe a small-town pharmacy is where people get the best care. Our customers aren't just customers, you're our friends and neighbors. Stop by at 299 North Binkley in Soldotna for hometown-friendly service. I'm Justin Ruffridge, and I'm here to serve you.
Looking for fun for the whole family that they will love? Head over to Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road, the Peninsula's entertainment center for all ages. Play in the arcade, dive into the active VR game room, glow it up with blacklight mini golf, bounce on inflatable fun, and grab a snack at the snack bar. Birthdays, work parties, and so much more. You can book them now at Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road. Jumpin' Junction, where there's fun for the whole family.
Back here on a Saturday night in Chugiak, Alaska. Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you here on the broadcast. And after 1.5 innings on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard, your Oilers are down 2-0 to Chugiak. Oilers had a chance to pounce in the top half of the second inning, but 3 runners left on base there, Tucker.
Yeah, the Oilers able to put 4 runners on base over the course of the 2 innings and haven't able to cash in a run yet. All 4 of those runners on free passes, though.
Here is a drive over to the shortstop, Nolan Graw, fields it on the ground and throws to first for a 6-3 on the leadoff batter, Luke Zaromsky. That is a lightning-fast first out here in the bottom half of the second for Luke Dixon and this Oilers defense.
Yeah, that's going to go down as a ground out, a 6-3 put out, but that was not an easy play for Nolan Graw. It was actually a line drive that hit the ground right at his feet, somehow able to pick it and then make a play to first base in time to record the out.
Here comes Josh Thompson to the plate for Chugiak. We haven't seen as much of Josh late as some of these other Chinooks guys, but he's in the lineup tonight, and Thompson will be looking to try to deliver another run for the Chinooks right here. 1 out in the bottom of the second as Dixon finds some consistency with that fastball toward the outside part of the plate, and the count goes to 0-1.
Yeah, Dixon living in the zone, which is exactly what he wants to do, and as you said earlier, he kind of tends to find his groove as the game progresses, and hopefully that's what we're starting to see here.
And strike 2 would definitely make that seem like the case as he again is able to catch the outside corner, counted 0-2. Chugiak as a team hitting .241 right now with a .375 on base percentage. They have 2 total homers on the season. 0-2 well inside at the knees of Thompson this time by Dixon. His first ball against Thompson, and the count's at 1-2.
Yeah, and an 0-2 count, you can obviously don't have to throw a strike, try to get that chase, and that's what Dixon was trying to do here. You can still do that with a couple more pitches with only 1 ball in this at-bat.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Dixon delivers and places it to the outside for ball number 2.
Yeah, another good pitch from Dixon just off the edge, trying to get Thompson to swing at not so hitter's pitch, and unfortunately Thompson able to hold back.
2-2, no. Outside again by Dixon for ball number 3. And all of a sudden, 3 straight balls forced by Josh Thompson has him in a payoff pitch situation, and the shortstop with a chance to get on first with his own walk.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to walk the 9-hole with the top of the lineup waiting behind him. Dixon looking to get back in the zone here.
3-2 is delivered. Here's a fly ball, plenty of hang time out to left center field. Nellis is there, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, just a routine fly out to center field, and Dixon, a good job not walking him. After getting ahead 0-2 and then throwing 3 consecutive balls, a lot of times you'll see on that pitch he needs to find the zone the most. He'll pull it or miss the zone, but a good job just getting in the strike zone and allowing Thompson to hit it into the out.
So the sophomore from Siena, Josh Thompson, unable to get his first hit of the game. Reese Vassar will be looking for his first as well. Flew out to right his last time up, as this pitch is delivered to the outside by Luke Dixon, bringing the count to 1-0. Reese Vassar flew a ball out to right in his first at-bat of the day. 1-0 pitch, and Dixon's fastball this time finds the zone, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike, as he got it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, Dixon able to get right back in the zone after that ball, and now looking to keep it right there.
1-1 pitch coming up as Dixon shakes off the first sign. delivers this one just a little bit low, trying to maybe force a chase from Vassar right there. Reese didn't bite, and the count's at 2-1. Chugiak with the 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the second inning. 2-1 by Dixon. Ground ball up the middle, picked up by Graw, throws on to first and got it there with plenty of time to spare for a 6-3 and out number 3 here in the bottom half of the second inning. 1-2-3 go the Chinooks. They maintain the 2-0 lead, however. It'll bring us to the top half of the third inning where the Oilers will be back on the offensive. Nellis, Graw, and Lusky lead off the top half of the third when we come back on ESPN.
Bear Bucks is making savings easier than ever with new promotions that give you discounts no matter how much you spend. Enter your phone number at checkout to unlock active deals and rewards every time you shop. Not a member? No problem. Just scan the QR code in store and sign up in seconds. Start earning rewards at just $5 and get double rewards when you spend $50 or more. Don't miss out. Your rewards are tracked right on your receipt and easy to use in the app. Bear Bucks. More savings, more rewards every time you shop.
Who would you call if your vehicle broke down? If you just had an accident or just spun off into the ditch? You might be able to think right now, but in the moment, it might be hard. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to add this name and number to your phone in case of emergency. Okay, are you ready? It's Genwar. That's Jenwar, Towing and Recovery, 394-6068. That number again is 394-6068. Available 24 hours a day. Genwar Towing and Recovery. Make sure it's in your phone.
Welcome back here on ESPN. Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you from Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska. And after the first 2 innings of action, your Oilers are on top of the Chugiak-Eagle River, or are down to the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks 2-0 after those first 2 innings of play. Martin Ellis, Nolan Graw, and Luke Lusky will lead off here in the top half of the third inning.
Yeah, the third out of the second recorded. Hassan Claver grounding out to the right side. He had a big opportunity with the bases loaded, and hopefully the Oilers aren't going to be looking back at that as forward. Dixon has certainly been more... Dixon has certainly been more...
As Nellis is going to get tagged out. He was caught stealing. The Chinooks saw it coming all the way, and that is a big turn of events after Nellis was able to get that single to start things off. Tried to take off. Luke Zaromsky saw it coming, got it to Whip, and they were able to get the out on Nellis.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. Nellis saw the ball in the dirt and decided to go on it, and then as soon as Zaromsky made that nice pick, he tried to hold up, but he was caught way too far off first base.
2-0 pitch to Nolan Graw is delivered high and outside for ball number 3. Graw did force a walk his first time up in the top half of the opening inning, and he might have a chance to do that again, although it's going to be somewhat dampered by the caught stealing from Mark Nellis just a few moments ago. 3-0 pitch. No walk yet as McCartney's able to correct it for 3-1. Still a hitter's count coming up for Graw, though.
Yeah, McCartney has been struggling to find the zone, but able to get back into it here, and Bundy can look for a pitch to hit in a 3-1.
3-1 with 1 out. McCartney delivers and places it to the outside for ball 4, unhappy with himself after the case, but Nolan Graw has forced his second walk of the game, and that is his 10th walk forced total on the season. So Luke Lusky will come to the plate. Last time out, forced a ground out that took Nolan Graw out at second base. Lusky will look for a little bit more success here with 1 out, and again, he represents the tying run. And that caught stealing from Martin Ellis just a few moments ago, a little bit tougher now because of the fact that he could be at second in this situation with no outs. Lusky delivers a fly ball that's going to be fouled to the right side of the park, and the count will be at 0-1.
Yeah, Lusky coming out aggressive yet again, and this time just is able to get a piece of it, and now he can look for another pitch to hit in 0-1.
Lusky with a .254 average, as we mentioned before, .408 slugging percentage, .374 on base percentage, and has 17 RBIs to his 18 total hits. So pretty good at driving guys in percentage-wise. 0-1 with 1 out coming up. McCartney, breaking ball, low and almost at the turf, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, good job by Lusky not chasing that pitch, and in a 1-1, you'll see McCartney not want to fall behind, so You'll probably get a pitch to hit here, but you also got to be careful. Don't want to swing at anything too bare.
1-1 with one out. McCartney deals, and it's low in the turf again for ball number 2. Very similar to what we saw Martin Ellis take off on a second ago, but Graw thinks better of it, stays at first base.
Yeah, as I was saying before, you can learn a lot from watching the teammates go before you, and I think that's what Graw did there, not getting too far off the bag as Mark Nellis did just moments ago.
2-1 with one out on the way to Lusky. This is a fastball high and tight for ball number 3, and Luke Lusky is going to have a hitter's count coming up here with a 3-1 from McCartney.
Second consecutive 3-1 count that McCartney has issued, and the last one wound up in a walk to Graw, so we'll see what Lusky can do here.
Lusky no stranger to forcing walks in his own right. He's been better at it over these past few games. Could he force one here, or does he have more in mind? 3-1. Runner takes off, and they're going to let Graw go without a throw, but it is ball 4 anyway, so Lusky will go ahead and make his way over to first, and 2 straight walks issued by McCartney.
Yeah, that ball just missed outside. It was a good pitch from McCartney, but didn't get the call, and now you've got runners on first and second with one out for Jack Holubowski.
Well, Easton Babe is going to make his way out to the mound for Chugiak, so this could be the end of the game for McCartney. We'll see, and it will be. So McCartney is going to come out. He's not been too bad, just too many walks issued to the Oilers, and when you have it happening that consistently, you just can't afford to keep a guy in most scenarios. So we'll see a new pitcher on the way for Chugiak here as the Oilers have 2 men on base with one out in the top of the 3rd. We'll be back in just a moment on ESPN. Don't touch that dial.
Let's go fishing. Let's go see Alaska. Whatever your adventure is, Three Bears Alaska is here to help your adventure. They're a one-stop shop with easy to get in and out fuel pumps. Great for RVs, boats, campers, recreational trailers, work trailers, pretty much anything. And with locations in Cooper Landing, Sterling, Kenai, and Anilchik, you're on your way. Three Bears also has groceries for your adventure, fishing and camping gear, a liquor store, ice and fishing licenses as well. For your next adventure, stop by Three Bears Alaska.
Everyone knows the struggle. The DMV keeps bankers hours while they're stuck at work. That's where AK Express rolls in to save the day. They handle the services people need, and that's why they want you. Open until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturdays 11 to 3. AK Express makes busy schedules easier. Conveniently located at the corner of K Beach and West Poppy Lane, next to Everybody Rides Again. AK Express, where convenience is king.
Welcome back here on ESPN to Chugiak, Alaska. Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you in this top half of the 3rd inning. Your score still 2-0. And Drew McCartney's day comes to an end after 2 1/3 innings pitched. Trey Harper will take his place. Tucker, if you've got it, what's the final line on McCartney for this game?
Yeah, McCartney ends with 2.1 innings pitched, 1 hit, and here's the key stat, 6 walks, just struggling a little bit with control. 62 pitches over just those 2.1 innings, so a rough start for McCartney, and Harper now inherits 2 runners on base with only 1 out, facing a very big power hitter in Jack Holubowski.
Harper with a 2.95 ERA on the season, along with a 4-1 record, 18 1/3 innings pitched, as this is a strike delivered on Jack Holubowski to the low part of the zone, count at 0-1. Holubowski reached on a walk earlier from McCartney. He's got runners at first and second here, represented by Nolan Graw and Luke Lusky. And this very well could be a bases-loaded situation for the Oilers if Mark Nellis hadn't been caught stealing, swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Harper by Holubowski, and the count's at 0-2.
Yeah, Holubowski, I'm sure, wants that one back. It was a good pitch to hit, just unfortunately a little ahead of it, swung through it, and now he's got to protect with 2 strikes.
Tying run on base, represented by Luke Lusky. 0-2 with 1 out on the way to Holubowski. In his final game as an Oiler for the season, he's going to swing and miss at this offering from McCartney, and that is an opening strikeout just like that for Trey Harper.
Yeah, another catch-eye swing, and a ball that was very low and outside. Holubowski, I'm sure, didn't want to chase that one.
First strikeout of the game for the Chinooks, period. And now Shane Cannon comes to the plate. Popped the ball up to the catcher, Luke Zaromsky, his last time up, and inherits this situation with 2 runners on base, but also 2 outs. Harper deals, and another fastball's in for a strike, and Harper has looked mighty confident so far in this appearance.
Yeah, and it was a huge strikeout with 2 runners on base. Shin Cannon now with a whole lot more pressure, but a chance to pick up Halabowski with a big hit here if he can do it.
0-1 with 2 outs now. Cannon trying to get his first hit of the game right here. Harper deals and places this one low for ball number 1. Good take by Cannon, who yesterday in Game 2 against Matsu got a single in the 5th inning of that contest. And in the first game, he went 0 for 3 against the Miners in the first 7-inning affair. 1 ball and 1 strike on the way here. And the fastball is perfect again from Trey Harper as the count goes to 1-2. That's been very hard for both Holubowski and Cannon so far to do anything about.
Yeah, Harper doing a good job of living in the zone, as I keep saying, and that's exactly been the key to striking out Holubowski and looking to do it again here against Cannon.
12 strikeouts on the year so far, looking for 13, and instead it's a foul ball right here. Our camera keeps the count at 1-2. Just a little bit of contact made by Cannon. You can hear it bounce off the boards that are right below our press box here. That camera's taken a beating so far tonight with some of the foul balls we've seen. Try to adjust that for you in just a moment. 1-2 with 2 outs on the way to Cannon. And the pitch is delivered low here for ball number 2 from Harper, just missing a potential strikeout.
Yeah, like you said, our poor GoPro here. Thankfully, GoPro makes them tough, so I think it should be fine.
Shouldn't be an issue, and we're thankful for that, and thankful for GoPros and their durability. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and low and in the turf by Harper for ball 3. So good work by Cannon. Turns a 1-2 into a 3-2, and a big payoff pitch coming up.
Yeah, Cannon in a big spot, able to stall Harper's momentum he built off that strikeout. Now in a full count, he's forcing he's forcing Harper to execute with 3-2 and 2 runners on base.
Payoff pitch on the way from Harper. Runners go. Swing and a miss for Cannon for strike number 3. And 2 straight strikeouts from Trey Harper ends the top half of the 3rd inning. And his appearance from the bullpen has been a good one so far. 2 men left on base for the Oilers. No errors, no hits, and no runs scored in the 3rd inning for Peninsula. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 3rd with the Oilers and Luke Dixon back on defense on ESPN.
612-7936. World Cup soccer is here, and Martha's Cocina on Willow Street in Kenai is your game day headquarters. Catch every match on their mini TVs while enjoying authentic Mexican favorites, ice-cold Mexican beers, local brews, and the Peninsula's best margaritas from the full bar. Bring the family, bring your soccer crew, and make every match a celebration. Need catering for your next event? Just ask. Martha's Cocina next to Kenai Cinemas and Acapulco Mexican Restaurant in Soldotna. Cuts, fractures, sprains, burns, fishhooks, and workplace accidents. Odyssey Urgent Care treats the injuries that can't wait. Need stitches? They perform laceration repairs right here. Got a fishhook where it doesn't belong? Well, they can help with that too. With on-site x-ray services, splinting, braces, and expert injury care, you can get diagnosed and treated in one convenient visit. Conveniently located in Kenai in the Odyssey Family Practice Building. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk in or call 907-283-8400. Odyssey Urgent Care.
Epic Healthcare for your journey.
Welcome back here to Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska. Dylan Simmons, Tucker Blau, Race Lee back at the studio with you tonight for this ESPN broadcast. And through 2.5 innings on ESPN, the Oilers down 2-0 to the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. 1 hit for the Oilers, 4 for Chugiak, and 1 error for the Oilers so far. Austin Young, Phoenix West, and Kai Butler to lead off this inning for the Chinooks.
Yeah, it might look like a lopsided affair on the scoreboard, 2-0, 4-1. But the Oilers have worked 6 walks, so they've had men on base.
They have. They just haven't had the hits to back up those walks as Luke Dixon delivers a strike here on Austin Young. Now, there is still plenty of time left in the game, but you don't want to make leaving runners on base in this game a trend if you're Peninsula. 0-1 by Dixon is delivered outside, and 1 ball and 1 strike to Young, who got a single up the middle his first time up, working as the designated hitter tonight for the Chinooks. 1 ball and 1 strike on the way to Young here. Dixon working quickly. Here's a high fly ball deep to right center field. Nellis working quickly towards the wall. Makes the catch for out number 1, but had to chase after it as Young put a really good charge into it.
Yeah, again, Nellis making it look easy. That was a deep fly ball in the right center gap, and Nellis able to get under it with plenty of space before the wall and made the grab. That's a big first out with Phoenix West coming up.
Phoenix West struck out swinging against Dixon his first time up. So far, that is Dixon's only strikeout of the game, and what a guy to get it on with the second best batting average in the Alaska Baseball League. Dixon deals this one to the outside for ball number 1, and of course that batting average, by the way, for qualified batters who meet the total games played needed. 1-0 coming up here. We do have a final, by the way, in the Bucks Glacier Pilots' first game, as here's a fly ball out to left center field, right into the glove of Wyatt Bundy for out number 2.
What's that final score, Dylan?
Yeah, the final score in that game, the Anchorage Bucks defeating the Pilots 4-1 at Mulcahy. They're playing game number 1 of the Mayor's Cup right now. That game in the top half of the first inning, no score on either side yet. So again, the Bucks trying to make their way back up the ABL standings, and you can bet that they'll be keeping a close eye on the results of this game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'd love for the Glacier Pilots to be able to steal a win against those Bucks. Bucks have kind of been a thorn in the side for the Oilers this year.
Kai Butler reached on a single his last time up. Luke Dixon will try to make sure that is not repeated as he places this pitch high for ball number 1, trying to deliver 2 straight 1-2-3 innings on the Chinooks offense. And as we've said so many times, Dixon usually very good as a game goes on in his starting appearance. This is low and in the turf for ball number 2. Had some struggles with the Chinooks lineup in the bottom half of the first, but adjusted well in the bottom of the second. And so far has retired his first 2 batters faced in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, like you said, rough first inning. He allowed 4 hits and 2 runs. Since then, though, he has now retired, let's say that's 5 batters straight, and he's still going here with Kai Butler.
2-0 on the way. Strike 1 delivered by Dixon. Catches the low part of the zone again, this time on a breaking ball. Kai Butler, the center fielder. Some of the best speed on this Chugiak team, and one of the best players when it comes to stealing base in the entire Alaska Baseball League. He and Kirby Jenkins right up there in that category. Here's a ground ball hit sharply to third, picked up by Holubowski, who throws it on to first, and gets a 5-3 to help secure a 1-2-3 inning for the Oilers in the bottom half of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base for Chugiak in this frame. We go to the top of the 4th, where Tucker Blau will take over play-by-play responsibilities until the 8th inning. All of that and more coming up right after the break on ESPN. Don't touch that dial.
Hazardous trees are such a problem here on the Kenai Peninsula, but they have to be handled, and the place to call is AK Tree Solutions. With many years of experience in residential hazardous tree removal, they offer guaranteed customer satisfaction, and they're very accommodating. AK Tree Solutions also offers tree pruning, and they're licensed and insured. Get those hazardous trees off your property today. Call AK Tree Solutions, 907-398-2903. That's 907-398-2903.
Yeah, it's a scenic hill.
Ready to spice up your day? Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant in Kenai is serving a bold, authentic Mexican food made with love and packed with flavor. New to town or just passing through, this is your must-stop spot for amazing variety, unbeatable prices, and all your favorites. Enjoy the free salsa bar and kick back with cold beer or a glass of wine. Located just past the last traffic light in Kenai, headed north. Playa Azul is where the fiesta never ends. Come hungry, leave happy. Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant.
Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. I'm sorry, Dylan, I almost forgot that I was taking charge here in the 4th inning. Stepping in for the Oilers is going to be the bottom of the order, Carson McCormick, Isaac Fernandez, and Wyatt Bundy. McCormick and Bundy both reached base in their first plate appearances via walks, which has been a trend for the Oilers tonight.
Yeah, it certainly has, but Trey Harper looked mighty dominant to start his appearance, 2 straight strikeouts. We'll see if that continues here in this top of the 4th.
First pitch to McCormick is going to miss for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Like you said, Harper coming in to relieve McCartney, struck out Holubowski and Cannon to start off his appearance and looking to continue that momentum here. Of course, the Oilers looking to stall it. As the 1-0 pitch swung through by McCormick for strike 1, 1-1 the count.
Harper has made appearances against the Oilers before and has similarly been pretty dominant in those appearances. 2 1/3 innings against the Oilers, both on July 5th and July 7th.
The 1-1 pitch is high inside to McCormick for ball 2, 2-1. McCormick walked back in that second inning, got stranded at second base, and an inning where the Oilers had a missed opportunity, to say the least. Hassenclaver at the plate with the bases loaded. Unfortunately, couldn't come through as he usually does. Grounded out to second base to end the inning. The 2-1 delivery to McCormick. Just low for ball 3, and McCormick now has a hitter's count. And Harper, who's been so dominant, maybe losing control just a little bit here in the fourth.
Well, the thing with Harper is he's been good, but in short spurts, and sometimes that control begins to come apart a little bit as an appearance goes on for him. That could play into McCormick's favor here.
3-1 delivery is high for ball 4. First walk issued by Harper. The first base runner issued by Harper. In fact, the first hitter he hasn't struck out against the Oilers here tonight. And stepping in is Fernandez with a runner on first and nobody out.
And good work by Carson McCormick there. Again, working it to a 4-1 count, getting a 5-pitch walk, just staying patient at the plate. Pretty routine to do, but pays dividends and gets a runner aboard for the Oilers here, which they desperately need.
Oilers now have 7 walks on the game, and there's multiple Oilers now with multiple walks. That's Graw and McCormick now. Both have 2 walks on the day already. Fernandez takes ball 1, 1-0 the count.
Yeah, Isaac tried to lay down a bunt there. Pitch ended up going by him, but I wouldn't be shocked if he tries to do it again on this 1-0 count to try to spur McCormick over to second.
1-0 pitch, fouled back, swinging away is Fernandez, and count runs to 1-1.
Yeah, decided not to go for the bunt that time. Instead, went for the swing on it. And I'm curious as he looks over at Dave Dawson if the strategy switches up a little bit if he didn't get that bunt down the first time. We'll see.
The problem is once you don't get the bunt down the first time, you lose the element of surprise,
right.
And you'll see Drew Hurst even right now playing well in on the grass. So I would imagine to see him swing away. Sure enough, a deep fly ball to left field. Will West be able to get back to it? He will to record the out, but Fernandez, they're able to put a charge into that one.
Oh, my goodness. Was he ever. And he's kind of shaking his head after the fact. I think he thought, and I thought as well, that thing was gone. Looked like he drilled that thing. But it is hard to hit one out of the ballpark here in Chugiak. So many factors. The mountain air around it makes it tough for the balls to catch as much air as they would normally hope for. And I think that one needed maybe 5 more feet, 10 more feet to get out of the ballpark, but it just didn't.
Nevertheless, just a long out for Trey Harper. There's now 1 out in the inning. McCormick still leads off first base, and Bundy fouls off the first pitch for strike 1.
Bundy also reached on a walk his last time up in the top half of the second inning. One of several walks forced by the Oilers so far in this game.
The 0-1 delivery just misses for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. And like you said, 7 walks for the Oilers. They only have 1 single. That single off the bat of Mark Nellis. He immediately got caught stealing, or more, backpicked at first base. So literally all the pressure the Oilers have been able to apply came from free passes.
Yeah, and that was on a bunt as well, so the Oilers haven't had a traditional hit in this game yet.
That's right. It was an infield bunt, a terrific bunt at that off the bat of Nellis. Unfortunately, like we said, got caught stealing on the next pitch. 2-1 as the next pitch is inside, as Bundy looking to get on base and put a bigger situation for Hassenclaver, who waits on deck.
Just goes to show you how much of an uphill battle this game has been so far for the Oilers. Trying to work from behind pretty much from the jump, but they're a team that's willing to do that.
2-1 pitch is a high pop-up, left side. That's coming in to make the grab is Drew Hurst in foul ground. That hit was pretty much a 90-degree launch angle, and Hurst easily able to make the grab.
Yeah, it got popped up so high that I kind of lost it in the clouds for a second, but Drew Hurst certainly did not able to bring that one down for the out. We saw Isaac Fernandez have a near home run a moment ago, and maybe here's a guy who can get the job done, Brooks Hassenclaver.
Hassenclaver, of course, from the other side of the plate. Steps into the left-hand side. He's 0 for 2 now on the day. Flew out to center. A deep fly ball to center field and grounded out to second back in that second inning. Takes strike 1 here on a fastball.
And Hassenclaver, so many ways to get on base, whether it's a walk, whether it's a home run, whether it's a double, single. He's got a variety of ways to do it. He's been quiet to start the day, though. 0 for 2 so far. Both of those times against McCartney, though. This is his first appearance against Harper. Maybe that helps him out a little bit.
He did have loud contact in that first at-bat, however, and now he grounds one hard towards the Oilers' bullpen for a foul ball, strike 2. Now he's going to have to protect.
Yes, he will, and a little bit more aggressive here, especially with that last swing, trying to chop that one past Cal Whip over on the right side. Just couldn't get it to work for him. And now it's going to be an uphill battle on an 0-2 against Harper right here.
Austin Claver stands back in, ready for the 0-2. Harper gets his call, now comes set at the waist. Leg kick and the pitch. It's very high and outside for ball one, and as you'll often see in an 0-2, Austin Claver can't expect a pitch to hit, and a good job taking a pitch that was well high and outside.
Yeah, oftentimes in those situations, it's more of a chase-style pitch, trying to get the batter to go after it. And it's tough for anyone to get that on Austin Claver. Usually very good and very disciplined in that spot, as he just showed us right there.
1-2 delivery from Harper, also misses high for ball two, and Austin Claver doing a good job after falling behind 0-2. Now we've got that deuces situation again, 2-2 with 2 outs, a runner on first base for the Oilers.
Yeah, it can be tough if you put him down 0-2 and then give him 2 straight balls, because it builds his confidence up a little more and just gives him more time to examine what the pitcher's doing.
Austin Claver ready for the 2-2, and that misses low. So 3 consecutive balls after falling behind 0-2. Austin Claver's now worked a full count. The league leader in walks, 1 pitch away from working an incredible at-bat.
It's already been a great at-bat, trying to see what he can do against Harper here on this 3-2. I would expect Harper's going to try a fastball on him, which could set up Brooks well here.
Ready for the payoff pitch is Harper. Runner's going to go with a full count and 2 outs, and that misses for ball 4. Austin Claver adds to his league-leading walk total as he's on first base. What's he up to now, 36?
Number 34 on the season
34.
for Brooks Austin Claver, and that was a pretty impressive one, too, because that looked like it was right on the outside corner. Austin Claver didn't bite. It was a risky take, but it worked out well for him. And once again, the Oilers have 2 runners on base. They have not been able to cash in this situation so far in this game. Could this be the turning point?
Absolutely could be, with Mark Nella stepping into the base, has the only hit logged for the Oilers tonight. Of course, that was a bunt single. Won't expect to see him do that again here with 2 outs, but you never know as he takes ball 1 high.
Now, it would have to be a really solid bunt to be able to make that work. And again, the element of surprise is going to be somewhat taken away because he's already done it once tonight. I expect he'll try to just make solid contact with this one.
The 1-0 pitch catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1. 1-1. The Oilers once again applying pressure with runners on the base paths. It's just a matter of whether they can cash in the 4th inning here.
They don't want to leave 2 runners stranded on base again, because how many more times are you going to get guys on base and not be able to bring them in? They want to make sure that they can capitalize on this opportunity.
1-1 is swung through by Nellis and now falls behind 1-2. Just going to be looking to put the ball in play, force baseball to happen, and see what he can do.
Yeah, this has been the biggest problem for the Oilers in some of these games this season, is getting guys on base but not being able to finish off that sequence. Can Nellis change that trend?
1-2, line back up the middle. Coming in is Butler. He's not going to have a play on it. They're going to send the runner around third. He's going to score easily. A big RBI single from Mark Nellis gets the Oilers on the board, cuts their deficit in half. The Chinooks now only lead 2-1.
Yeah, great hit back up the middle by Nellis toward the left center part of the ballpark. That's the hit that the Oilers have been looking for, and Nellis certainly delivered in that spot. The only Oiler with a hit so far. First time was on a bunt single. This time it's a no doubt about it. Big contact single to drive in McCormick, and all of a sudden things are looking up for the Oilers in this top of the 4th.
Butler charging in from his position in center field. Thought about laying out to make the grab, but he wouldn't have made it and made the wiser decision to pull up, and that allowed McCormick to score easily from second base. The Oilers now only trail by 1 with a chance to add more here. A ground ball down the first base side. It's going to be a fair ball picked up by Whip. He's going to toss it to Harper, who is covering first base, and end the inning. Wyatt Bundy Nolan Graw down on 1 pitch. That's going to end the inning. The Oilers do pick up 1 on 1 hit and no errors. 2 left on base. We'll come back in the bottom of the 4th. The Chinooks bring up Whip, Jenkins, and Hirsch right here on ESPN Radio.
The warehouse is open at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna. Come discover amazing deals with savings from 30 to 70% off on flannels, jeans, footwear, jackets, and a wide variety of summer essentials. Plus, they've got lots of new merchandise you didn't see last year. Whether you're heading to work, hitting the trails, or getting the family ready for summer, now's the time to stock up and save. Don't miss the warehouse sale at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna. Your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
let's talk about something that's not always top of mind, but still really important, life insurance. Because it offers financial protection for your loved ones and can help them pay for things like a mortgage, credit card debt, and even your children's education. Plus, life insurance is probably a lot more affordable than you think. And with State Farm, your local agent can help you understand your options and choose coverage that fits your needs and budget.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. Tucker Blau here with Dylan Simmons on the call. Back in the studio, Race Lee on the board for us. Oilers trail 1-2, but they've got the momentum after scoring one run in the top of the fourth on an RBI single by Mark Nellis. And Luke Dixon back on the mound. He's been cooking ever since the first inning. 7 consecutive outs now since that first.
Yes, he has, and that has helped the Oilers stay in this ball game after falling behind 2-0 early. And the faith the Oilers had, even after giving up those 2 runs in the bottom of the first, has been rewarded so far. However, Cal Whip is coming to the plate here, and we've already seen the damage that he can do against Dixon tonight.
Whip with that RBI single back in the first inning to get the scoring started. Immediately followed by a Kirby Jenkins infield single that didn't knock in an RBI. A run did score on the throw. Interesting scoring ruling. Now a pop-up in the infield. Runging in is Holubowski into foul territory. He's going to call off the catcher, Fernandez, and make the grab for a quick first out. And Dixon continues to be oh so efficient here in the fifth.
Yeah, doing a really good job of inducing weak contact and induced a pop-up there, smile after the fact, and that is a big bit of revenge in a way after what Cal Whip delivered on the RBI single earlier in this game. Great way to start this bottom half of the fourth inning, and love the communication between Holubowski and Fernandez right there. That's just a really good job of Holubowski making his intentions clear, avoiding any confusion, and getting an easy out.
Stepping into the box now for the Chinooks is Kirby Jenkins. He takes the ball low and outside. Jenkins, like I said, had that infield single back in the first inning. It was an interesting play up the middle. Graw was able to get to it and tried to flip it to second base, which went awry and allowed the run to score, the Chinooks' second run of the ball game. The 1-0 is also delivered low and outside for ball 2.
Yeah, placing it a little bit too low these last couple pitches, trying to get Jenkins to chase toward the outside corner, but got to get that one a little bit higher in order to induce a swing. I'm sure that's what Dixon's going to be looking to do here.
Luke Dixon toes the rubber, ready for the 2-0 pitch. Comes set, leg kick, and the pitch grounded right back up the middle. That's going to be picked up by Graw. The throw across the body in time to record the out. That's just a phenomenal play from the shortstop position for Nolan Graw.
Yes, it was, and a really good job on a slow roller as well. Had to come up to it rather quickly and then throw pretty much off balance to get it to Brooks Hostenklever, but did so for a nice 6-3. And again, those are 2 well-earned outs for the Oilers here, trying to get another 1-2-3 inning for Luke Dixon.
2 quick outs for the Oilers. Kirby Jenkins grounds out after working a 3-0 count. Cal Whip popped out on the first pitch of his at-bat, and Dixon now is only at 47 pitches through almost 4 innings. Ready for the first pitch to Drew Hurst, who grounded out to second. He's going to take a strike at the knees, 0-1.
And that low pitch count for Dixon just goes to show you how big these 1-2-3 innings have been as of late. If he's able to keep that pace going, he could very well get into the 6th inning and maybe even the 7th. But again, he's got to take care of business right now.
And another very low and inside fastball. He seems to be pulling that pretty hard into the left-hand batter's box.
Yeah, he said, my bad that time as well to Fernandez. Just kind of lost the handle on that one a little bit. And hopefully that's just an aberration more than anything else.
1-1 delivery, high for ball 2. And so after jumping out ahead, 2 consecutive balls puts him back behind. Drew Hurst in a hitter's count. Hurst grounded out to second base back in the first to end the inning, and what was the substance of actually all of the Chinooks offense for the game. Inning where they put up 4 hits and 2 runs, totals that they're still sitting at here in the 4th inning as he takes strike 2, 2-2.
Well, what I loved about how that bottom of the first ended is that it didn't get any worse for the Oilers, and Dixon was able to do a good job of managing the situation.
Absolutely, and he certainly bounced back from it as the game progressed. 2 scoreless innings in the books, and trying to do that again here after retiring the first 2 hitters. He just missed there. Full count now as Dixon Comes ready for the payoff pitch to Drew Hurst. Dixon gets the sign, now steps back and delivers the payoff. Just inside, no, called strike 3. I didn't see the call right away, but that was called strike 3. Huge pitch from Dixon on the inside edge to retire the side. Another third consecutive 1-2-3 inning, and the Chinooks are sent back to the dugout. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. When we come back on ESPN Radio, we'll have the bottom of the 5th for you. Top of the 5th.
Your health matters every day, not just when you're sick. At Peninsula Community Health Services, we're here to keep you well with personalized primary care and preventative services for the whole family. From checkups and screenings to managing ongoing conditions, our caring team is ready to help you stay ahead of your health. Don't wait. Take the first step toward feeling your best today. Call PCHS at 907-262-3119 or online at pchsak.org.
Peninsula Community Health Services. Healthcare for all.
Upstairs at Beeman's, talking with Steve. If you're looking for those homeschool supplies, Beeman's is your first stop.
Matt, we work with Connections and Idea and Raven homeschool programs. We have your basic homeschool supplies, educational aids, and games. We have workbooks and science kits, reading books and sports equipment, arts and craft supplies. Check with your school to see when the allotments are going to be available.
You'll find all that located here at Beeman's on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
Welcome back to Chugiak, Alaska. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks here at Lee Jordan Field facing off against your Oilers. The Oilers working off some momentum back in the 4th inning in which they cut their deficit in half. They now trail 1-2. Luke Lusky going to be leading off.
Yeah, Luke Lusky reached on a walk his last time up, and with how this Oilers batting order has been performing as of late, a walk here would certainly help in this top half of the 5th inning. Oilers did get a run in that top half of the 4th, and the momentum feels like it's turning in their favor. We'll see if they can cash in this frame.
Lusky 0 for 1 in the ballgame, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 1st inning, and walked and got stranded at first in the 3rd. He's going to take strike 1 here against Trey Harper. Now in his 3rd inning, he's worked 1.2 innings, so essentially his 3rd inning of work. Next pitch also catches the zone for strike 2. Lusky quickly falls behind 0-2. He'll have to protect, but something he's not used to, and Luke Lusky's going to look to protect the edges of the plate here against Trey Harper. Harper with a leg kick in the delivery, and just like I said, fouls it off to the right side and stays alive.
Yeah, but he's dealt with 0-2s before, and even dealt with one earlier in this game and still managed to get close to getting on base. So Luke's not intimidated by these situations, and again, he's got that senior experience as well, so he knows how to negotiate an 0-2 as well as anybody on this team.
And sure enough, a deep drive into the gap. Nobody's going to get there. Luke Lusky's around first. That's going to be extra bases easily. And he comes into second with a stand-up double, an absolute shot into the left center gap, and there's a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Oh, boy, is there ever. What a shot from Luke Lusky. Like you said, into the gap in left center field. So good at extra base hits. Of course, he's gotten the 3 homers so far in the season. But we forget he's also good at getting doubles. He's got 2 of those on the year, just added his 3rd. And what a way to start this top of the 5th. And again, that momentum really turning for the Oilers, and Luke Lusky a big part of it here.
Lusky can be satisfied with that at-bat for sure. He now leads off second base and grounds down the third base line just foul is Jack Halabowski for strike 1.
Oh, man, and that was very close to being fair as well. Down that third base line, almost rolled over the bag, and if it had stayed fair, probably would have easily scored Lusky, and we'd be looking at a tie game right now.
Yeah, certainly would have been an easy score for Lusky, probably extra bases for Halabowski as well. Halabowski now back in the box, ready for the 0-1 pitch. He's going to take strike 2. It seemed like a similar one. He grounded down the third base line. He's just going to want to sit back on this one and drive it.
Yeah, good breaking ball by Harper in that spot. Targeted the inside corner of the plate. Halabowski decided to hold off. Don't blame him. But it does put him behind at an 0-2.
Harper able to find the zone here in the 5th. He has not thrown a ball yet. Now ready for the 0-2, and just as I say that, yanked that one very hard. almost behind the left-hand batter's box.
Yes, he did. Well to the outside part of the plate, and just a really good job by Luke Zaromsky to keep it in front of him, because it looked like that ball was headed right towards us over by the fence.
Yeah, that was a terrific job by Zaromsky, diving to his non-glove side and somehow able to pick it out of the dirt and save Lusky from advancing to third base. Next pitch grounded down the third base line. Again, this one foul as well. 1-2 the count.
Holubowski chopped it that time off the end of his bat, favoring that left side part of the field right now. Needs a little bit more power and velocity to get it down into the outfield.
Harper ready to deliver the 1-2 pitch as he gets the call and comes set. Checks Lusky back at second base. Now the leg kick and the delivery. Down the middle, swung through, strike three. Holubowski retired on strikes for the second time tonight, and that's a big strikeout for Trey Harper.
Yeah, it's the third total strikeout for Harper as well, and a really big strikeout to help break off the momentum for the Oilers there. He struck out Holubowski when he faced him earlier back in the top of the third, and he gets the strikeout here in the top of the fifth.
It's a huge strikeout with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Still an advantageous position for the Oilers with one out and a runner in scoring position. Cannon stepping to the plate, trying to plate that tying run and even this game at 2 as Cannon takes strike one.
And it's that same breaking ball towards the inside part of the plate that we saw against Holubowski a moment ago. Cannon decided to hold back. Got a strike delivered.
Cannon back in the box. Attentive to the pitcher. Now a ground ball softly hit back up the middle, picked up by the second baseman, thrown over to Whip to record the out. That was an easy 4-3 Vassar to Whip to record the second out of the inning.
Was able to advance Lusky to third on that, but it was kind of softly hit to the right side. It actually got past Trey Harper there. Looked as though for a moment he might have deflected it, but still a good play by Vassar to get on top of it for the easy 4-3. Now Carson McCormick to the plate. He's already reached twice today, Tucker.
Yeah, Carson McCormick having a great day. Although he hasn't put a ball in play, he's walked twice. And now a line shot back up the middle and picked up by the second baseman, Vassar. You can see Harper breathe a sigh of relief as he saw that hard hit ball go directly into the glove of Vassar. That's going to end the fifth inning. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. The Chinooks bring up Zaromsky, Thompson, and back to the top for Vassar when we come back on ESPN Radio.
Gentle Dental in Soldotna continues to invest in the latest dental technology. Their new 3D scanning system makes Invisalign treatment, root canals, extractions, and future of dental implants more precise and predictable than ever before. They've also refreshed their office to create an even more comfortable experience for every patient. Whether it's time for a checkup or a new smile, Gentle Dental is ready to help. Call Gentle Dental in Soldotna today at 907-262-8834 to schedule an appointment.
Great news, Kenai. The Central Peninsula Kenai Health Center is expanding to better serve our community. We're proud to once again offer lab services, screening mammography, and potency screenings all in one convenient location right here in Kenai. We're proud to bring these important services back to the Kenai community because everyone deserves access to quality health care close to home. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4495. Central Peninsula Kenai Health Center, compassionate, personalized health care close to home.
Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. On the mound yet again for the Oilers is Luke Dixon, who's put together a remarkable outing after a rough start, and he continues to deal here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, he's been very good for the Oilers so far, to say the least. And I think what's been impressive about it is that he hasn't needed a ton of strikeouts to get the job done. He's been able to induce weak contact from a lot of these Chinooks hitters, and that's been doing the work for him, although he did get an inning-ending strikeout on Drew Hurst in the fourth.
Absolutely, and maybe he'll start the strikeout waterfall with that one. Dixon has not allowed a base runner since the first inning. He's now retired 10 straight hitters. Drew Hurst being the first and last of that stretch. Now facing Zaromsky, who grounded out to short in the second inning. And takes a strike here, 0-1. Or sorry, a ball, 1-0 the count. Inside for ball 2, 2-0 on Zaromsky.
Yeah, and Luke Dixon, usually around the fifth or sixth inning is when he starts to reach his limit as far as his appearances go, so I'm going to be very curious to see how he holds up in this bottom of the fifth. Still just about 50 pitches.
And maybe that fatigue getting to him just a little bit. as he misses again high, 3-0 the count, and he's going to be wanting to get back in the zone. Certainly don't want to allow a leadoff walk.
Yeah, and Caden Thorpe, along with Dave Dawson, will be keeping a close eye on this one.
Good pitch there at the bottom of the zone. Finds the edge for strike one, and a good bounce-back pitch. Hopefully he can deliver again right here.
And nobody knows Dixon's limit better than Coach Dawson, considering he coached him at Arkansas Tech, understands the situation well with him.
And the next pitch runs inside, and it's going to clip Zaromski's elbow guard. It feels a little rough, but if you're going to hit a batter, a 3-0 count is the time to do it.
Yeah, if you're going to end up having a hit by pitch, that's the time to make it happen, because you're probably going to give up a runner on base anyway, but obviously not the way they wanted to start this bottom half of the fifth inning. The biggest thing here is you got to be careful at the top of the order coming up. Josh Thompson to the plate. Ground ball double would be really good for the Oilers here.
Absolutely, that's exactly what Dixon's going to be trying to induce. Josh Thompson, of course, the 9-hole, and the top of the lineup, and Reese Vassar waiting right behind him. So it's a big out for the Oilers, and just as you might expect, he's going to square around to bunt and twist foul, and it's just a 0-1 count.
And the Oilers will have to be ready for him to try that bunt again. Obviously, the key right now is just to get runs where you can on either side, considering how low scoring this game has been, just 3 combined runs. So I would not be shocked if Thompson looks for a bunt again here.
Thompson back into that left-hand side, ready for the 0-1. Dixon checks the runner, now comes set. Leg kick and the pitch. Another time he squares around to bunt, and the pitch was well high for ball 1-1.
Against a lefty batter here as well. Placed that one a little bit high. Things are so different for some of these pitchers sometimes when they take on a lefty batter, and the way they adjust can be absolutely crucial down the stretch.
The 1-1 misses low for ball 2, 2-1. Zaromski features those classic baseball stirrup socks, as a few of these Chinooks do, and I always love to see that just because of the old-fashioned style.
Yeah, again, it's a cool throwback, and it's emblematic of a different era in baseball, but one that's definitely fun to remember.
Ready for the 2-1 pitch, adds another time he squares to bunt, and they're just going to have a play at, he's going to try to go to second with it, and he airmails it. That was Dixon who sends it into center field, and the runner's going to advance. Zaromski's going to advance from first to third on the E1.
Yeah, and I think that's one that Luke's going to want back. And I think in that situation, more often than not, you got to take the easy out at first. He tried to make a play over at second. You understand why. Felt like he had enough time, but it can be unnatural for a pitcher to throw over in that direction off of a bunt. And I think that Luke just kind of overestimated his ability to get that thing to second base accurately. And as a result, the Chinooks get 2 runners aboard and runners at the corners here with no outs.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll have the catcher calling the play as the fielders crash where to throw it. And I wonder if Dixon was just automatically expecting to go to first, and then when he heard 2, he kind of confused him for a second, and he just airmailed the throw. Either way, he's going to step off here. He has got runners on the corners, nobody out, and a big situation for both teams here.
Yeah, he got the top part of the lineup as well, and Chugiak, already in the game, scarce with runs, has a runner at third in this spot, so this is really tough for Luke Dixon to try to navigate.
Especially with the top of the order and Reese Vassar, who swings through strike 1, 0-1.
Vassar is 0 for 2 so far in this game. Flew a ball out to right in the first and delivered a ground ball to short in the second. But remember, a fly ball in this situation probably brings in a run here for the Chinooks. So you obviously don't want to give that up if you can, but it's just so hard to navigate through that.
Dixon's 0-1. That's right down the pipe for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Perhaps more looming are Young and West waiting on deck and in the hole respectively. So this is a big out. If you can get even a double play here, you might sacrifice that run for a double play just to prevent the Chinooks from making this a big inning.
Yeah, if you can keep that breaking ball effective, it'll certainly help. And I think that's what Luke Dixon's trying to do right here, trying to measure that breaking ball against Vassar, try to get him to chase that time as it was toward the inside part of the plate, but Vassar held off. Count going to be at 1-2.
Dixon checks the runner at first, now ready for the 1-2 delivery. Leg kick and the delivery, just outside for ball 2. A good location from Dixon.
Vassar almost checked his swing there as he tried to go around toward the outside, decided to hold off, and it was a good decision Again, just missing the outside corner for Dixon this time. So crucial to try to get an easy out in this situation for the Oilers.
Dixon essentially responsible for the runner on third with the error moments ago, and he can make up for that here with a strikeout if he's able to execute. This one misses just high, and the count runs full.
Yeah, tried that fastball again this time. Vassar didn't bite. We got a massive 3-2 set up here. Vassar's plate discipline putting this in play, and now a 3-2 with no outs could be massive.
Like you said, a huge payoff pitch coming up. Dixon flashes a look at the first base runner, and now the delivery. Caught the zone for strike 3. A huge pitch for Luke Dixon, and the Oilers are one ground ball away from escaping this inning.
Yeah, Chinooks fans may not like that call, but I think it was the right one to make. A little bit lower on that same fastball on Vassar. Didn't get him to go around this time, but got the strike anyway. Really good pitch by Luke Dixon, and a massive first out with the runner at third base.
And that's a huge first out, like you said. And now, if they can just get a ground ball up the middle, and the Oilers have been good at turning two this year, if he can just get a ground ball up the middle, you've got a good chance of escaping this inning unscathed. You've got a tough batter to deal with, though, in Austin Young, who all Young is trying to do is hit a deep fly ball and advance the Chinooks lead.
Young did get a single back in the first inning, flew a ball out to center in the third, so 1 for 2 so far. But he has been on a heater as of late for the Chinooks, and he's trying to add to it.
Takes a ball here, 1-0 the count. Dixon comes set, checks the runner at third, and now the delivery finds the zone for strike 1, 1-1. The inning started off with a hit by pitch of Luke Zaromsky. Then Josh Thompson laid down a bunt in which Dixon fielded and tried to go to second with it. Unfortunately, airmailed it into center field. That allowed runners on the corners with nobody out. Then a huge strikeout of Reese Vassar put one out on the board for Dixon, and now he faces Austin Young, who takes strike 2, an off-speed. Now 1-2 the count.
Yeah, that breaking ball working really effectively for Dixon right now, able to force a 1-2. Just got it to curve past the inside part of the plate. And if he can get an out here on Young, it would be, well, much like the first, it'd be massive.
Dixon, again, flashes a look at Thompson at first base, and now a ground ball back up the middle. Picked up by the second baseman, who's going to make the tag, throw to first in time, and a huge out to end the inning. Like I said, a ground ball up the middle, a double play. Shane Cannon playing second base, fields the ball, tags the runner, throws to first. That's the second time we've seen a 4-3 double play this road trip.
That was incredible. Great awareness by Cannon in that spot to get the tag on the runner and coming across from first and then throwing to first. What a massive potential turning point in this one.
The Oilers and Luke Dixon work around a first and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. They're going to bring up the bottom of the order, Isaac Fernandez, Wyatt Bundy, and then back to the top for Brooks Hossenclaver. When we come back, 96.9 FM, 1140 AM, and online at RadioKenai.com.
Thinking about a new place to land here on the Kenai Peninsula? At Ashman Krause Real Estate, we believe real estate should feel clear, calm, and personal from the very first conversation. Whether you're buying your first home, moving across town, or preparing to sell, we guide you through every step with local knowledge and genuine care.
Ashman Krause Real Estate at Jack White Real Estate,
guiding you home with care.
Yes, Steam on Wheels does install lift stations. Generally, a lift station is required with high groundwater or some type of elevational difference that's going to require a pressurized mound or bed. But they do provide an excellent sewer system when installed correctly. Conventional septics are the preferred way to go. But when you have high groundwater or an elevational difference where you've got to pump it up a hill to do it conventionally, a lift station may be the only way to go. Give us a call at Steam on Wheels, 907-262-3240.
Oilers bring up Isaac Fernandez, Wyatt Bundy, and Brooks Hossenclaver here in the sixth inning. What a way to end the bottom of the fifth, though, with a 4-3 double play. Shane Cannon with a very acrobatic attempt.
Yes, and great awareness on the base path as well by Cannon. I know I mentioned it before, but the baseball IQ to make that tag in that spot, sometimes you just want to get the easy out at first, but Cannon went for 2, and it was a great decision, and what looked like it could be a really tough inning for the Oilers defensively, they're able to get out of it with no runs given up.
First pitch to Fernandez from Trey Harper is going to miss for ball 1. Fernandez trying to build off that defensive momentum and try to tie this, or at least set the table for the Oilers to tie this game here. Leading off the sixth, he's going to take a strike on the low outside corner, 1-1.
No hits for Fernandez yet. Got close to a home run, though, back in his last time up. The top half of the fourth inning, still taking on Harper.
1-1, grounded left side towards the Chinooks dugout. Foul for strike 2, and Fernandez is going to have to look to the edges.
Participant of the NAIA World Series this past year at Johnson University, which is turning more and more into a JUCO powerhouse in eastern Tennessee. A lot of Tennesseans in the baseball landscape know Johnson well, and Fernandez, a rising star over there right now.
Fernandez, the catcher tonight for the Oilers. Lines one down. That's going to get down for a base hit into left center field. And for the second straight inning, fourth straight inning, the Oilers have a leadoff base runner, and they'll see if they can cash Fernandez in and tie this game.
Yeah, they've been very good at getting guys on base to start off an inning, and that was a brilliant hit from Isaac Fernandez. Almost got a home run before, gets a great shot into the gap in left center field this time, reminiscent of Luke Lusky's double. And just like that, tying run aboard in the top of the sixth.
Fernandez on first base, Wyatt Bundy at the plate. He's going to lay down a bunt. Will it stay fair? It looks like it will. The first baseman Whiff is just going to apply the tag to record the out, but Bundy does his job, advances Fernandez into scoring position for none other than Brooks Hossenclaver.
Wasn't the cleanest bunt in the world from Bundy, but it got the job done, and that's the main thing you want to do in that situation. Pretty much a push bunt down the first base line. You're kind of hoping to catch both the pitcher and first baseman off guard in that scenario. Not able to, but still able to pursue and push Fernandez over to second, which is the main thing you want to do.
It ultimately did what the mission was. Mission accomplished, I guess is what the phrase I'm looking for. And Brooks Hossenclaver now steps into the left-hand side of the batter's box with a huge opportunity to tie this game. The first pitch to him is very high and outside, 1-0 the count.
0 for 2 with a walk today so far as Hossenclaver. By the way, this is the top of the batting order, brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Protect yourself and your assets by putting Christy and her team at the top of your lineup.
Hossenclaver now comes attentive to the pitcher, ready for the 1-0. Harper leg kicks and delivers. Just inside for ball 2. A good take from Brooks.
Yeah, it was, and it feels like, and I know we say this sometimes towards the end of games, but it feels like Brooks is due to deliver that game-changing hit. We know he's recognized more and more about Trey Harper as this game's gone on. Second time against him, feels like this could be the chance for the Oilers to pounce, tie this thing up, and who better than Brooks to be able to do that?
And a big chance for him in a 2-0 count as he takes a strike right on the high inside corner, 2-1.
Harper went with the fastball that time and got it to work in the top part of the zone against Brooks. Brooks understood that. He was willing to lay off in that situation, and you can understand why with the location of that pitch.
Fernandez leads off second base after the single to lead off the inning. Hossenclaver, a deep fly ball down the right field line. Well foul. He got very much around that one.
Yeah, put a big charge into that thing, trying to get it to sneak past that right field foul pole, but just well too far to the right. But again, showing a lot of power on that shot. Just need to curve it back in a little bit more towards the field of play to change this one around.
Hossenclaver back into the box with his left cleat on the backside of the left-hand batter's box. And now Harper checks the runner and now delivers towards the plate. That's going to be a fly ball to the left side. Charging in is West to make the grab, and Fernandez is going to be forced to stay at second.
Yeah, just didn't get quite enough on that baseball. Got a little bit too far underneath it. Very close. He was swinging for the fences that time, and against a different outfielder might have had a hit, but Phoenix West using his speed to his advantage there to get the out. It's a big second one for the Chinooks, and the Oilers now hoping that Martin Ellis can work his magic once again. Has the lone RBI in this game for the Oilers. Maybe he's got another one waiting in the wings right here.
Also the only Oiler with multiple hits. In fact, he has half of the Oilers' hits on the night. He's got 2 of the 4. A bunt single and a line drive for his 2, and takes a strike here.
Yeah, there was a moment where he was the only Oiler with a hit in this game. He was really the spark plug early for this offense, and he's trying to find that once again here against Harper for the second time.
Mark Nellis now ready for the 0-1 as Harper delivers. Line drive right side, just foul. Put a good swing on it, just hooked it a little too far.
Yeah, I was looking for the right field corner that time, just missed the right side of the ballpark. And if it had gotten down, would have been an easy run to score for Fernandez, I'd imagine. Now he's got to replicate that in a really tough situation, down 0-2 in the count.
Sorry for those who are listening closely and who may be offended. If you're golf fans, that wasn't a hook, that was a slice down the first base line, and now fouls it back and out of play. 0-2, the count remains.
I'm not a big expert on golf terminology, just going to be honest with you. So if I've messed up any golf terms, I apologize as well. And that's coming from a guy who played golf for a lot of years. I just wasn't very good at it.
Well, typically in baseball, golfing is a bad thing, golfing at balls low in the zone. So we try to stay away from that in the baseball world. And now the 0-2 count is lined right side, coming in to make a play on it, and unable to make the grab is Kirby Jenkins. One run's going to come home. That's Fernandez. I think Fernandez thought it was caught, so he kind of slowed up, but he still winds up being able to score. What'd you see, Dylan?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was watching Isaac on the base path, and I think he thought that Jenkins was able to make that catch, and then he had to be signaled by, I think, either Nellis or somebody. I couldn't tell who exactly. Somebody signaled him to come home, and eventually he did. And it's a wild way for it to happen, but what a hit by Martin Nellis. Again, he's been so clutch so far today. A couple of RBI singles. And no doubt he's been the player of the game so far, and we're all tied up at 2 runs apiece.
Yeah, third hit of the day for Nellis, second RBI single of the day for Nellis, and it was a bit of a scary moment for those watching when Fernandez kind of slowed to a stop in between third and home, but thankfully had just enough time to still come in and score.
Yeah, I got a meeting on the mound, and it looks like the Chinooks are going to bring in a new pitcher, so that RBI single is going to spell the end of the day for Trey Harper here, Tucker.
Harper's day is done. He started off very strong, but the Oilers...
For you. Registration for the fall semester is now open, offering the classes you need close to home. And big news, our residence hall is now open. You can once again experience full campus life, build lifelong friendships,
Can you give me
and
one
live
more?
where you learn while taking classes at KPC.
One more ad? Thank you. I was asking, could you give me one
At
more?
KPC.Alaska.
One more ad. Is that what you're asking for?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sorry.
I didn't know if you were talking to me or not.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, good.
Local dealer for TYM tractors. That's right. They have TYM tractors and implements. Anything from TYM pallet forks, box blades, snow removal, and more. Built to work as hard as you do. From sales to service, they've got the parts you need to keep your equipment running strong all year long. Speaking of service, White Spruce offers a full-service shop with special discounts for commercial companies because supporting local businesses matter.
New pitcher for the Chinooks is going to be Gage Webster as he stands in. We'll have the final line on Harper and more. Runner goes on the first pitch, and he's going to get in safely. That was Mark Nellis taking second base with Nolan Graw at the plate. Harper leaves the game with 3.1 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned on 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. What do you got on Gage Webster?
Yeah, Gage Webster, again, making his first appearance against the Oilers so far this season. Haven't seen a lot of him, at least on the Oilers side, but he's a pretty solid bullpen arm, and he's going to try to do what he can to stall out the Oilers' rally here in this top half of the 6th inning. But right now, with Nolan Graw at the plate, it's a very tough first test for him.
Yeah, Nolan Graw now in a 1-1 count after taking a ball right below the zone. 1-1 the count as Webster comes set. Now a bloop shot in the left center. Will the left fielder West have room? He will to record the catch, but the Oilers do pick up one on a huge RBI single for Mark Nellis. They tie the game at 2 in the top of the 6th. When we come back with the bottom of the inning, we'll have West, Butler, and Whip. It's a gauntlet for Luke Dixon when we come back on ESPN Radio.
Looking for a solid job with great pay and room to grow? Dam Construction and Roofing is hiring roofers and general laborers across the Kenai Peninsula. They offer competitive pay based on experience, overtime opportunities, paid sick leave, and full-time seasonal work. No experience? No problem. If you're dependable, motivated, and ready to learn, they'll provide the opportunity. Join one of the Kenai Peninsula's fastest-growing roofing companies. Call 907-262-3996 today or visit dambuilt.com. Dam Construction and Roofing, building careers one roof at a time.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. Luke Dixon back on the mound in his 6th inning of work now. Put together quite the, I guess it's not a quality start yet, but it's, without the actual stat, it's been a quality start.
Yeah, it's been a very quality start for Luke Dixon so far. After a tough first inning, he's been on the ball for the Oilers to say the least, but he's got a tough part of the lineup to deal with. Phoenix West, Kai Butler, and Cal Whip, 3, 4, and 5. Wants to make it through this 6th inning at least before bringing anybody out of the bullpen for the Oilers.
Phoenix West, one of the most dangerous hitters in the Alaska Baseball League, is 0 for 2 on the day, so Dixon's done a good job of controlling him so far, and he comes out cooking with a strike.
Dixon is at 74 pitches for this game, so still has a little bit of room to work with if he wants. Just a matter of whether or not he can keep that control on his side.
And now a swung through strike for Phoenix West, and boy, Dixon seems to have him figured out.
Yeah, he's done a really good job so far trying to see if he can measure him for one more strikeout here in this bottom half of the 6th inning. Would be a heck of a way to start this frame.
The 0-2 delivery from Dixon with the high leg kick. Caught the bottom of the zone for strike 3, and this home plate umpire isn't quite as loud as normal people, so I have to listen for a little bit to make sure he struck out. But based off Phoenix West's reaction, that was he certainly didn't like the call.
Yeah, and to be honest, I can understand why. I'm not sure I thought that was a strikeout either. It looked like it was pretty well towards the inside part of the plate, but you know what? I'm not going to say too much about it. I'm just going to keep it at that.
No, the Oilers will certainly take it, and that's a quick first out, a 1-2-3 strikeout, the second 1-2-3 strikeout of the day for Phoenix West, as now Kai Butler, who already has singled and scored today, steps into the box. He takes ball 1-0 the count on the center fielder. Dixon gets the call. Now the high leg kick and the delivery. Another deep fly ball, or at least a high fly ball to right field. Coming in is McCormick to make the grab and record the second out. A very efficient inning for Dixon.
Yes, once again, this is what he's been doing all game long, is getting quick innings and quick outs on these hitters. And Cal Whip is another guy he's going to try to make quick work of in this bottom half of the 6th inning, but he's been 1-2-3ing this team left and right. Let's see if he can do it one more time in this bottom of the 6th.
Whip also with a single on the day back in that first inning. It was an RBI single, the only RBI for the Chinooks tonight, although they do have 2 runs. Both teams now tied at 2 runs and 4 hits apiece. Now Whip fouls the first one off his foot into fair territory, but it doesn't matter as it glanced off his cleat. He's going to take a moment to walk it off.
Yeah, that was a bit of a glancing blow off his shoe that time, and glad to see that he's able to walk it off. But there's never a foul ball off your body that doesn't hurt for a batter, I'll just say that.
And sure enough, the umpire is going to grant him a few moments to walk around as they usually do. And Dixon, I'm sure might be a little upset with that, although, I mean, he won't hold it against Whip, obviously, but he was in a groove and kind of forces a pause in that momentum.
Yeah, it does, but usually if you've got that control, it's hard to snap yourself out of it, but that pause could be a difference. We'll see.
Hopefully it's not, as Dixon comes set for the 0-1. It's high, catches the top for strike 2, and Dixon has now thrown in 7 pitches, all for strikes, so he's certainly locked back in here in the 6th inning.
Boy, he certainly is, and looking for one final one to end this inning. Will he go back to the breaking ball here, or is the fastball coming up? Well, we got time first.
Yeah, Whip calls time as Dixon was taking just a moment longer to get set, and Dixon is just going to stay on the rubber.
Kind of a little bit of a game within a game right now. Whip kind of taking a moment to collect himself and maybe force Dixon into a mistake, I'd say. Of course, still suffering the after effects of the foul ball here.
Now the 0-2 delivery. Fouled back and out of play. Like you said, a game within a game as Whip was taking his time to get back into the box while Dixon was already set. And as soon as Whip was ready, Dixon kind of threw it in there as soon as he could, and Whip still able to get the bat on it.
Best comparison I have is like trying to ice the kicker in football almost. It's a mentality thing to try to take the guy out of his zone, but Dixon doesn't seem to be daunted by it yet.
The 0-2 delivery, the leg kick and the pitch. Just outside. That one was very close. A gutsy take from Whip, especially with the already somewhat more generous strike zone we've seen.
Yeah, just missed that outside corner of the plate. That's one that you could conceivably see going for a strike under different circumstances, but not this time.
The 1-2. A deep fly ball, well foul. Whip was way ahead of that one. And thank goodness because he got all of it.
Boy, he certainly did, and like you said, it's a good thing that he was as ahead of it as he was. If he swung a little bit later, could have been some real trouble for this Oilers outfield, but thankfully not an issue here.
Dixon, after working from behind pretty much all game, now working with a tie game yet again, all the way in the 6th inning. Now a deep fly ball to center field. Ranging back is Nellis, who will have room to make the grab, and that retires the side. Another 1-2-3 inning for Luke Dixon, and he has been brilliant tonight since the 1st inning. The Oilers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. The Oilers coming back up. Luke Lusky, Holubowski, and Shane Cannon when we come back on ESPN Radio.
The World Cup's coming, and everybody's talking defense. Here's a strategy that works long after the final whistle. If your family is complete, a no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy is a safe, effective move. If you're done building your team, it may be time to strengthen your defense. Dr. Alvarez can perform your procedure in Soldotna or Homer. It's quick, comfortable, and a whole lot easier than chasing toddlers into extra time. Don't leave your future up to a lucky bounce. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 907-235-1010, and schedule your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy. Score some peace of mind and enjoy the games.
If you've been involved in an accident or had a catastrophic injury, negotiating with insurance companies on your own is fraught. Insurance companies want to maximize their profits, and that means minimizing a fair and just resolution to you. They don't want to pay for your medical bills. They don't want to pay for your lost work. They don't want to pay for your pain and suffering. Expert insurance negotiators and adjusters will try to minimize your claim at every turn. It's important to have an attorney to get the recovery that you deserve. Earhart, Elsner, and Cooley, we can help you get that fair and true.
Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. The Oilers back on the offensive side of the ball after a quick 1-2-3 inning for Luke Dixon, and hoping to carry that momentum over and take the lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Luke Lusky to lead off this top half of the 7th inning. Got a double his last time up. First time against Webster here, looking for a repeat.
Yeah, like you said, led off that 5th inning with a double, and the Oilers would certainly take that again here in the 7th inning as Luke Lusky takes strike 1. Pitcher on the mound is Gage Webster still for the Chinooks. Leg kick and the pitch taken for strike 2, 0-2.
Gage Webster out of the Masters University. Again, this is the first time that the Oilers are seeing him this year. Just has 5 innings pitched with a 1.80 ERA on the season and 3 total strikeouts. So not a lot of work, but he's done pretty solid work when he has appeared so far.
Pitch in the dirt is obviously a ball, 1-2 the count. A 1.8 ERA is usually absolutely phenomenal, but like you said, with only 6.2 innings, it's a small sample size. And now another line drive in the gap. That's going to get down for a base hit. Lusky's second of the day, and he's been very good leading off innings so far tonight.
He certainly has, and when it comes to being the leadoff batter, he's also made money on that as well. Got the double to lead off the top of the 5th and a single to lead off the top of the 7th, and that'll bring Gage Webster's ERA down a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I think I'm going to give myself a little credit here, pulling him into the Coach's Corner interview. Might have hyped him up a little bit.
Yeah, got him in the right mentality for this game maybe, feeling like a bit of a superstar on the broadcast.
Luke Lusky on first base now. Holubowski fouls it back straight to our booth, and boy, we've had quite the pounding back here.
Somebody show some respect to the camera. My goodness, it is just continuously taking a beating, but what impresses me is that it's still pretty much in the right place.
Yeah, it's a very, again, GoPro, very resilient, very, very durable brand. 0-1 the count. Holubowski squares to bunt, takes high. Holubowski's struck out twice today, looking to come back in his, what could be, well, certainly not his last plate appearance, I'm sure, but one of his last for the Oilers this season.
Yeah, trying to go out with a bang right now before he has to fly back down to the States and trying to get one last hit, this time against the Chinooks.
Holubowski squares to bunt again, and they're going to appeal to the first base umpire to see whether he pulled back in time, and he did not. 2-1 the count. Where's Holubowski flying to?
Well, he's going to fly back home, I would say, to Missouri. I don't know exactly where he's going, but I would expect that that'll be the case for him, and he'll probably get some more summer work done baseball-wise before he gets ready for the next season.
2-1 pitch, another squared to bunt. He pulled back and taken low. It was very close on that bottom edge, but taken for ball 3, 3-1.
And as I understand it, he'll play again for Bradley next year, so going to look to do some work for them, but either way, looking forward to seeing what he does in 2027 and what he does the rest of tonight.
Webster's leg kick, and Holubowski squares around to bunt, fouls it back this time, and that's the first time he's actually attempted to lay one down. And the count now runs full. Holubowski's going to have to swing around on this one.
Yeah, he was gung-ho on trying to get that bunt. That's now pretty much out of the equation, so he's going to have to do what he can now on a 3-2 to try to advance Luke Lusky to second base with a solid contact hit. Let's see what he's got on the payoff pitch from Webster.
The payoff pitch, as you said, called strike 3. Holubowski goes down for the third time tonight. Not the ending he wanted here in Alaska, but he probably will have at least one more opportunity. We'll see Shane Cannon now coming up to the box with Luke Lusky still on first base and one out.
Yeah, struck out looking that time, and that's one that he's probably going to want back again. I understand him not swinging at it due to it being a breaking ball, but just let it go a little bit too far, and as a result, one out.
First pitch to Cannon, just missed outside. 1-0 the count. Luke Lusky on first base. He's not much of a stolen base threat, I don't think.
No, it doesn't have as much speed as some of the other guys, but he is very opportunistic when the opportunity presents itself. See what he can do here.
1-0 pitch, catches the top of the zone for a strike. If he was somehow able to get his way to scoring position, that would be huge with Shane Cannon at the plate, who's oftentimes a leadoff hitter, and he's very good at getting on base.
He certainly is, and hasn't found it yet tonight. Pops that one foul. Hasn't found it as much yet tonight, 0 for 3 so far. But again, you can't ever underestimate what Shane's able to do. He's been as the leadoff batter in multiple games this season, so we know he certainly has the capability to advance guys and get himself on base. We've seen it before. Just hoping we can see it again in this top of the 7th.
Cannon now in a 1-2 count after that foul ball is going to take ball 2, 2-2. And Cannon just looking to advance the runner and hopefully get on base as well. But Oilers just trying to get whatever they can going with a tie game here late.
And he's one of those guys, if he does get on base, he is a threat because he's stolen 10 bases this season, most on the team.
Next pitch is low for ball 3. So Cannon with a good at bat either way. He's now worked a full count after falling behind 1-2. So either way, he's worked good against the pitcher. Obviously, he still wants to get on base. Now ready for the payoff pitch is Webster, and he's going to go low with it. Cannon goes down swinging for the second time today, and now 2 gone after the leadoff single.
Yeah, really nice low breaking ball by Webster that time, inducing Cannon to swing after it. He and Holubowski just haven't been able to find a whole lot in this game. Both of them 0 for so far, and that's a tough strikeout for Cannon. We'll see what Carson McCormick can do with 2 outs.
Holubowski and Cannon, like you said, combined today 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. And now a ground ball to the right side, and that's going to be an easy play for the second baseman, Vassar, to record the 3rd out. Carson McCormick grounds out on the 4-3, and that's going to retire the side. Gage Webster able to work around the leadoff single off the bat of Luke Lusky and continues to lower that already infinitesimal ERA. And we've got the bottom of the 7th coming up. The Chinooks bringing up Jenkins, Hurst, and Zaromsky right here on ESPN Radio.
This is Mark from Steam on Wheels. Wanted to talk to you about the Greer poly tanks that we are now stocking. We've got tank sizes from 1,000 gallon, 1,250, 1,500 gallons. What sets them apart from is that they have up to a 10 bury depth. Sometimes you need a tank that can withstand more than 4 feet, and these are where these poly tanks really shine. We do have
Does
tanks
Nick
in
usually
stock.
let it play out the whole song?
Pick them up, contractor.
No.
No.
Team on Wheels, 907-262-3240.
Dan's Automotive has the best customers in the world. What about Asia? We love Asia. We work on Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans, Hyundais, and Kias.
What about Amsterdam?
Do they even make cars?
No matter what side of the car the steering wheel's on, we got you covered. And serving the best customers in Alaska. Call 907-420-0416.
Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. Luke Dixon back on the mound, now in his 7th inning of work. Just an outstanding outing on the mound for Dixon. And after that first inning, he's allowed 2 runs. Now we're put 5 scoreless innings in the books and looking to add to that here.
Yeah, this is already his longest appearance of the season for the Oilers. His previous longest was 5 innings, which he had done twice. Has now elapsed over 6 innings and is trying to see if he can get through a 7th. He's going to have Kirby Jenkins, Drew Hurst, and Luke Zaromsky coming up. So I think the idea for the Oilers is let's see if we can get through this bottom part of the order quickly and get this thing to the 8th before we bring anybody in from the bullpen.
The first pitch to Jenkins is going to miss for ball 1, and he has not allowed a base hit since the first inning. In fact, the only 2 base runners he's had since then, they both came in the 5th inning on a hit by pitch and an error. So just absolutely terrific recovering from that first. Now comes set, ready for the 1-0, steps back, leg kick and the pitch. Grounded right back up the middle. That's going to be picked up by the second baseman Cannon. Throws it, spikes it in the dirt, but good enough for Hassenclaver to field it. And just a great job by, they called him safe. For some reason, I thought they had it, but just able to beat out the throw is Kirby Jenkins. A great play by Cannon nonetheless.
Yeah, you and me both thought they had it. Maybe Hassenclaver could have bobbled that ball. His back was turned to us as he tried to pick that one up. That's the only thing I can think of because it looked like he had that thing for the out. Heck of an effort by Cannon nonetheless. Had to turn around from behind his back to throw that thing to Hassenclaver. Looked like he was going to be able to get the out. Wasn't able to, and Kirby Jenkins able to leg out a big single.
Yeah, it's going to go down as an infield single, and just, like you said, a terrific effort from Cannon playing up the middle. And now a bunt laid down to the left side, picked up by Halabowski. He's going to go to first with it and record the 1 out. And the Chinooks obviously going the small ball way, advancing the runner to second base with 1 out, and the Oilers are going to have to find a way to work around that.
Yeah, immediately putting a runner on second base, and that's the danger of letting up a leadoff hitter in this spot is that you can quickly get a runner into scoring position in a situation like that. Luke Zaromsky to the plate. You still got a chance to take the Chinooks out before the top of the order becomes an issue here. Zaromsky 0 for 1 on the day with a walk so far.
Like you said, now facing the 8 and 9 hitters due up. You want to get these outs and not have to face Vassar and Young and West looming on top of this Chinooks lineup. Dixon now comes set. 1 out, runner on second base, a 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. And swinging through strike 1 is Luke Zaromsky.
Yeah, really nice job by Dixon to go back to that fastball and work it effectively. Again, he wants to make this quick on this bottom part of the Chinooks order, and mainly he wants to make sure Jenkins doesn't get any closer than second base.
Dixon gets the sign, now comes back set. Stares off into the distance, and now the pitch. Off-speed, grounded left side, and foul. And a good job getting ahead by Luke Dixon. Count now 0-2.
Yeah, that'll help him bring the count to 0-2. And now for Luke, it's all about trying to see if he can size up either a breaking ball or fastball. I'm not sure what he's going to go with in this spot. Probably going to see if he can get Zaromsky to chase right here. We'll see if Luke takes the bait or if Dixon has something else in mind.
Zaromsky 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to short in the second, got hit by a pitch in the 4th, and now fouls one back and out of play, staying alive in the 0-2 count.
And that should have foul ball.
He's done a really good job of forcing those foul balls so far today. A lot of weak contact from the Chinooks, just haven't been able to get really solid hits off the bat so far against Dixon. That's been a large part of his magic. He's heated up on strikeouts recently as well. That's why he's been so effective, I'd say, for the most part today.
Dixon gets the sign, now comes set. Again, staring off into the distance over that Chinooks bullpen. Now comes set, grounded left side, picked up by Halabowski. He's going to look the runner back to second, and now airmails the throw, but Hassenclaver was able to get up to it and come back down on the bag. So a good job by Hassenclaver to record the out.
Yeah, and that was a little bit closer than I think a lot of us would have liked. A little bit high on the throw by Holubowski, but thankfully had enough time for Hasenclaver to bring it down, get his toe on the bag before Zaromsky got over to first base, able to get that second out, but a very close call to say the least.
A good job by Hasenclaver, and it's just going to go down as a 5-3 in the books, and the runner's forced to stay at second. Oilers now just 1 out away from escaping the inning. Josh Thompson, the 9-hole hitter, stepping into the box. This is a big out that you want to get here. Dixon gets the sign, now comes set. Checks Jenkins at second base. Checks him again, now comes home. Low for ball 1, 1-0.
Thompson did reach on a fielder's choices last time up, also has flown a ball out to center today, but much like Zaromsky, doesn't have that hit to show for it yet. Dixon's made quick work of him before. Can he do it again?
Dixon now checks home for the sign again. Disagreeing just a little bit with Fernandez, and now they come to an agreement. Looks out towards that left field corner, and now spikes again, 2-0 the count.
Yeah, too low into the inside that time. Thankfully, missed contact with Josh Thompson, and it looks like Kadam Thorpe wants to have a quick conversation with Luke, and I think this is the right call. Make sure you can get him back under control, and also check to see how he is with the arm, because he's above 90 pitches now for this game, so getting up there in pitch count. There is some action in the Oilers bullpen with Nate Ramirez as well, so we'll keep a close eye on that, but I'm sure that Coach Thorpe and Luke just right now want to get through this side of the bottom of the 7th and get this thing to the 8th.
Absolutely. Dixon, like you said, already in his longest appearance of the year, working in the 7th inning now, and it would be huge for him to be able to get through it without allowing a run. He just needs one more out. That would give the bullpen only 2 innings that they have to deal with, and that would be the bullpen always deserves a day off, and that's what they're looking for tonight.
And ideally, you'd want to have Ramirez work the 8th and probably Kevin O'Pano work the 9th in that situation, but we'll see how they decide to make this go.
2-0 delivery from Luke Dixon. Spike again, and that's going to get by the catcher Fernandez, allow the runner to advance to third base, and the count is now 3-0.
Yeah, a low pitch from Dixon that time. Again, that's been the issue that he's had late in this bottom half of the 7th inning. 3 straight low pitches on Thompson. It's been easy for him. That's ball 3, and more importantly, it advances the runner over to third base. Kirby Jenkins 90 feet away from giving the Chinooks the lead back.
Absolutely, and Dixon just 1 out away from preventing that from happening. Jenkins does lead off third base. He reached on a leadoff single, and now ball 4 issued to Josh Thompson. And that brings up the top of the lineup in Reese Vassar with, like you said, that go-ahead run 90 feet away.
Yeah, now Coach Dawson's got a big decision to make, because do you keep Luke out there with the control issues we just saw, especially with this top of the order coming up, or do you thrust Nate Ramirez into a situation where he has to inherit 2 runners? Big decision to make here. Looks like Luke's going to stay out there, at least for now. We'll see how long of a leash he's got.
Dixon back on the mound, ready for possibly the biggest at-bat of the night. He comes set, checks the runner at first, and now the delivery. It's going to be flied out to the right side and out of play.
And that foul ball sponsored by JR Septic Pumping and Excavating.
And that's certainly going to help for the Oilers in that situation. You looking for any sort of foul ball or pop-up that you can get. A strikeout would be nice, but any weak contact, any out in this situation gets it done here in this bottom of the 7th. Don't have to worry about anything else besides that.
You've got force outs at first and second base, and with 2 outs, you don't have to worry about the runner at third. And now the runner's going to advance from first to second on defensive indifference. Fernandez not willing to risk throwing that ball away.
Yeah, smart decision as well. I think the Chinooks were trying to incite a double steal situation and maybe take a run away in that capacity, but Isaac Fernandez wasn't buying it, and with 2 outs, that's the kind of move that I think you have to make.
When you've got a tie game this late, that second run doesn't really matter too much. And now a fly ball to center field. Nellis ranging back, should be playable, and he will make the play. That's a big third out. Dixon works through 7 innings, 6 scoreless, holds the Chinooks to 2. We'll head to the top of the 8th. The Oilers looking to take the lead for the first time tonight. A 2-2 ball game. The Oilers bringing up Fernandez, Bundy, and Hasenclaver when we come back. 96.9 FM, 1140 AM, and online at RadioKenai.com.
We've just learned from the Chinook Shack that...
Hi, this is Justin Ruffridge.
There's nothing like a small town. It's real community. And that's one of the reasons I'm raising my family here. It's also why I own and operate Soldotna Professional Pharmacy, because I believe a small town pharmacy is where people get the best care. Our customers aren't just customers, you're our friends and neighbors. Stop by at 299 North Binkley in Soldotna for hometown friendly service. I'm Justin Ruffridge, and I'm here to serve you.
Looking for fun for the whole family that they will love? Head over to Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road, the Peninsula's entertainment center for all ages. Play in the arcade, dive into the active VR game room, glow it up with blacklight mini golf, bounce on inflatable fun, and grab a snack at the snack bar. Birthdays, work parties, and so much more. You can book them now at Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road. Jumpin' Junction, where there's fun for the whole family.
Welcome back here on ESPN. Dylan Simmons, Tucker Blau joining you, and we've reached the top half of the 8th inning in what's been a competitive and intense game between your Oilers and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. All tied up at 2 runs apiece. Isaac Fernandez, Wyatt Bundy, and Brooks Hassenclaver 8-9-1 due up in the order against Gage Webster as the Oilers look to take their first lead of the contest.
Absolutely.
Webster, the southpaw, delivers, and Isaac Fernandez does it again. A drive into left field on a rope past Josh Thompson, and for the second time today, Fernandez has a single.
For the second time today, Isaac Fernandez has a leadoff single in the 6th inning. He led off, and that resulted in a run coming in on a Mark Nellis 2-out single. So Oilers looking to repeat that again here in the 8th inning and take the lead.
And yet another inning where the Oilers were able to get a runner on base to lead off a frame. Wyatt Bundy now to the plate with Fernandez representing the leading run over at first. Bundy squares or tries to square a bunt. Pitch got by him for ball number 1. We saw him do this before and was successful in that respect, getting the sac bunt to advance Fernandez back in the 6th inning and trying to do it again here.
Like you said, the Oilers have now had their leadoff hitter reach base 7 out of the 8 innings so far. And that's actually a testament to the Chinooks pitching as well, able to work around those leadoff hitters, only allowed 2 to score thus far.
They've been great at that. 1-0 from Webster. It is going to be another bunt by Bundy, trying to race his way over to first. Webster throws and got it there in time. Sack bunt by Bundy for the second straight time he's been at the plate, but it does its job and advances Fernandez over to second.
Like you said, it did its job. Wyatt Bundy, I thought he might have a chance to beat that out because Gage Webster coming off the mound came off the right side of the mound. Bundy putting it to the first base side. Webster had to change his momentum. Unfortunately, he was able to get over to it and make the play.
It feels like one way or another the dam might burst for one of these two teams soon with the runners we've been seeing on base. Who's it going to be, and will the Oilers be able to cash in here? Brooks Hassenclaver to the plate with Fernandez over at second. 1 out in this top half of the 8th inning. Webster delivers. Breaking ball. Strike 1.
Hassenclaver in a big spot, as it seems like he's been a lot this season, but especially this game. Usually he's able to deliver. This game looking to make up for some missed opportunities.
Reached on a walk back in the 4th, but otherwise is 0 for 3 in this game with a couple of flyouts. Facing an 0-1 here with 1 out. Feels like it is potentially time for him again. But Gage Webster trying to make sure that is not the case. Places this one just to the outside, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hassenclaver came up with the bases loaded in the 2nd and grounded out. He also came up with Fernandez in scoring position last inning in the 6th and flew out. Thankfully, Nellis able to pick him up with an RBI single directly on deck. We'll see if Hassenclaver is able to come through here.
It's going to be 2-1 here as Webster fires it low for ball number 2, trying to get Hassenclaver to chase. He did not, and the smart plate discipline by Brooks Hassenclaver shines through once again. And let's not forget, he's got Mark Nellis right behind him, who's gotten 2 straight RBI singles as well. 2-1 with 1 out. Webster delivers. Hassenclaver swing and a miss, and the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got aggressive, just a little bit late trying to chase that one.
Hassenclaver's now going to have to protect with a runner in scoring position and Mark Nellis on deck. Obviously, you'd like the RBI single, but you want to just at least put a charge into a ball here and make something happen.
Is it time for Hassenclaver once again? 2-2 on the way. And, boy, almost went around. He was thinking about swinging at it, decided not to. It was a good call. Low pitch, ball 3.
Yeah, that was a great hold-up by Brooks Hossenclaver on a pitch outside. He almost went around, like you said, was just able to check up, and now the count runs full.
Payoff pitch coming up. Runner at second base is Fernandez, trying to get 2 home and give the Oilers the lead. 3-2, ball 4. Another bold take by Hossenclaver, but it works out, and he takes first for the second time today on a base on balls.
And Hossenclaver now at 35 walks on the season. He's been terrific. 35, right?
Yes.
And now there's 2 runners on base for Mark Nellis, who has all the RBIs for the Oilers tonight. 2 RBI singles, both coming in the 4th and the 6th. He has 3 total hits on the day. Big opportunity for the Oilers.
How apropos would it be for him to deliver another RBI single to give the Oilers the lead here? Webster, though, trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Breaking ball is delivered in the low part of the zone for a strike.
Mark Nellis, 3 for 4 on the day with those 2 RBIs. A big opportunity to add to it here with what, hard to beat, but would be his biggest hit of the day.
He's already been so impactful. It's a lot to ask, but Mark's been up to the challenge so far. This is just outside and low for ball 1 from Webster. 1-1 pitch coming up to Mark Nellis, who has really been the guy who's lit the fire of the Oilers' offense throughout this game. And he's trying to find that magic once again here in the top half of the 8th inning to give them the lead. 1-1 pitch, and fouled back by Nellis into the cage, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Boy, I had a vision on that pitch as soon as I saw it coming in. I think Nellis did too. Unfortunately, just got a little on top of it, fouled it back to the fence. Now he's going to have to protect with 2 strikes.
Well, he's been very good at making contact today throughout the entire game. And he's trying to find a piece of contact he can get into the outfield, probably into the gap. Big hole in right center field right now for Nellis if he can get it there. 1-2, instead it's a swing and a miss, and the first time today that Mark Nellis has been struck out, and it comes against Gage Webster.
And that's a huge strikeout for Webster with a runner on second and 1 out. Now you've got 2 outs. Nolan Graw up in a huge spot is going to have to come through and try to pick his teammate up.
Nolan Graw does not have a hit yet today, but has reached twice on walks. Trying to see if he can maybe be the missing piece for the Oilers against Webster. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a fair ball. Coming around third is Fernandez. The throw to home will not happen, and the Oilers have taken the lead. Nolan Graw delivers a 2-out RBI single, and Peninsula is on top for the first time today.
That's what you call clutch. That's what you call picking up Mark Nellis, who has been picking up all the rest of his teammates all day, and Graw able to return the favor. A ground ball up the middle, scoring the go-ahead run, and that's just a huge victory in itself. The Oilers falling behind early and able to crawl their way back and take the lead here in the 8th inning.
There will be a meeting on the mound with Gage Webster. Easton Babe is back out on the bump. And it looks like the Chinooks are going to make another pitching change. So Gage Webster's night will come to an end on that, but not before the Oilers pick up a 3-2 lead thanks to a Nolan Graw RBI single. Oilers on top for the first time in this game. We'll find out who the new pitcher is in just a moment when we come back in the top of the 8th on ESPN.
I was told if you could sing it, you can remember. So I want to try this. First, if you ever need a tow truck for any reason, I want you to remember Genwar Towing 394-6068. Maybe you're on a date and you're in the ditch. Call Genwar Towing 394-6068.
You really shouldn't sing.
Maybe I need more reverb. Genwar Towing.
Not so much. Genwar Towing, 394-6068.
Everyone knows the struggle. The DMV keeps bankers' hours while they're stuck at work. That's where AK Express rolls in to save the day. They handle the services people need, and that's why they want you. Open until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturdays 11 to 3. AK Express makes busy schedules easier. Conveniently located at the corner of K Beach and West Poppy Lane. Next to Everybody Rides Again. AK Express, where convenience is king.
Welcome back here on ESPN. Dylan Simmons, Tucker Blau joining you in a re-energized Oilers away game. Peninsula on top 3-2 after an RBI single from Nolan Graw. Spells the end of the day for Gage Webster, who goes 2 innings in this contest for the Chinooks. What was the other part of his stat line here, Tucker?
Yeah, Gage Webster, able to put up 1.2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned on 1 walk and 3 Ks. You said he came into the game with a 1.8 ERA. He was showing that as the game, as he continued, and then the Oilers able to get to him there in the 8th inning and put that 1 run on him.
Paul Whitcop is on the mound now for the Chinooks, and Paul enters the game with a 9 1/3 innings pitched total on the year, 2.89 ERA, 7 total strikeouts, and far from the first time he's ran into the Oilers this season. There are runners at first and second, Hassenclaver and Graw, and Lusky has delivered 2 straight hits against Chinooks pitchers as of late. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Whitcup, the side armor, will watch this one get popped foul by Lusky, and the count will be at 0-1.
Lusky's got both of his hits leading off an inning, and this is kind of a leadoff situation, although you do have a couple runners on base, but coming right out of a break, it kind of feels similar, so maybe you can use that same kind of energy.
0-1 with 2 outs coming up here. In his last appearance against the Oilers, Whitcup went 1 inning with no runs given up. 0-1 just to the inside, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Like you said, Paul Whitcop with that sidearm, almost submarine delivery. It's a very different look for the hitters, but once you get used to it, you've seen a couple pitches, then it certainly makes it a lot easier to put a good bat on it.
He's appeared against the Oilers a total of 2 times this year. His other appearance was against the Oilers on the 28th as Lusky delivers a little bloop shot right to the second baseman, Race Vassar, who trailed back and made a nice catch. It's going to be out number 3, and that will do it for the top half of the 8th inning. But the Oilers take the lead as Nolan Graw taps into his clutch gene with an RBI single. Oilers up 3-2, just a little bit away from victory. They'll look to defend in the bottom half of the 8th inning with a new pitcher on the mound when we come back on ESPN.
World Cup Soccer is here, and Martha's Cocina on Willow Street in Kenai is your game day headquarters. Catch every match on their mini TVs while enjoying authentic Mexican favorites, ice-cold Mexican beers, local brews, and the Peninsula's best margaritas from the full bar. Bring the family, bring your soccer crew, and make every match a celebration. Need catering for your next event? Just ask. Martha's Cocina next to Kenai Cinemas and Acapulco Mexican Restaurant in Soldotna. Cuts, fractures, sprains, burns, fishhooks, and workplace accidents. Odyssey Urgent Care treats the injuries that can't wait. Need stitches? They perform laceration repairs right here. Got a fishhook where it doesn't belong? Well, they can help with that too. With on-site x-ray services, splinting, braces, and expert injury care, you can get diagnosed and treated in one convenient visit. Conveniently located in Kenai in the Odyssey Family Practice Building. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk in or call 907-283-8400. Odyssey Urgent Care.
Welcome back to Loretta French Park, home of Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska. Dylan Simmons, Tucker Blau, Race Lee is back at the studio tonight, and this is Peninsula Oilers baseball on ESPN. Through 7.5 innings on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard, it is Oilers 3 and Chinooks 2. An RBI single from Nolan Graw just a few moments ago gave the Oilers the 3-2 lead, and now they're trying to preserve it with a new pitcher on the mound. As Luke Dixon's night, a fabulous night, comes to an end after 7 total innings of work, 5 hits given up, and the 2 earned runs well back in the top half, or bottom half, I should say, of the first inning. But a really good performance from Luke Dixon, his best of the season thus far. And now Russ Martin will try to follow up on it as he will contend with Austin Young, Phoenix West, and Kai Butler, 2, 3, and 4, due up in the order for the Chinooks. Russ's first pitch is a fastball for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Russ has a 1-0 record on the year, 18 2/3 innings pitched, a 4.82 ERA, and 14 total strikeouts for the Oilers. 0-1 is delivered a little bit low to the outside. 1 ball and 1 strike for Russ here. Out of the University of Arkansas, Little Rock, who made a great run in the regionals of the NCAA tournament earlier this season. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball for strike 2. Russ Martin looking really confident in his stuff right now against these or against Austin Young of the Chinooks, trying to see if he can get a quick strikeout here in this bottom half of the 8th inning to give the Oilers this 3-2 lead still, as that's fouled back by Young. Count will stay at 1-2. Young grounded out into a 4-3 double play his last time up. He did get a single against Luke Dixon way back in the 1st inning. He's also flown a ball out to center. That took place in the 3rd. This is his first at-bat since that 5th inning. 1-2 pitch from Martin. Breaking ball. No. Just low for ball 2. Very close call, and I like the idea from Russ. Just couldn't get that one down the way he wanted to. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up here with no outs. Martin deals. Breaking ball. Fouled back over towards the concession stand, and the count will stay even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Austin Young, the designated hitter here for the Chinooks. 1 for 3 on the day. With his team down by 1 run. They had led most of the contest. 2-2 from Martin is hit softly over towards third. Holubowski's got to hurry, throws on to first, and he could not get it there in time. Young legs out a tough infield single, made very small contact with the baseball, but hit it in a spot where he was just able to get Holubowski to chase after it late, and it's an opening single against Russ Martin.
Yeah, and that was going to be a tough play for Jack Holubowski all the way, coming in hard, and he actually played it perfectly up until the point on the transfer. He kind of had to double clutch it, and I think that would have been Young. Oh my goodness, all Young needed to reach first just in time.
Phoenix West will come to the plate. He struck out twice in this game for the Chinooks, but both times were against Dixon. Russ Martin levels a pitch low for ball number 1, tries to work with the fastball, and the tying run is aboard for the Chinooks. And right now, for Russ Martin and the Oilers, the idea is just try to find a way to get 3 quick outs, but with the leadoff runner on board, it's going to be a lot harder to negotiate. 1-0, breaking ball. Martin able to get a strike. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
Phoenix West, I'm sure, thrilled to see a new arm on the mound. He was having a whole lot of trouble against Dixon earlier, went 0 for 3 and struck out twice. Flew out to left field as well. Hopefully Russ Martin can continue that.
West fouls this one towards the left side of the park. Goes the opposite way, and the count will stay or move to 1-2.
Kai Butler waits on deck, and then Cal Whip. I mean, there's just no break here for Russ Martin, and you just hope you can get these outs when you need them.
And that's why you hope the fresh arm helps the Oilers in this situation. 1-2 from Martin. Here's a ground ball hit up the middle. Chance to turn 2. Out at second. The throw to first is in time for a 6-3 double play. Nolan Graw got the RBI single for the Oilers just a few moments ago, and he gets a massive double play here.
Yeah, excellent work. That ball was just placed perfectly for a double play. It doesn't get much easier than that. Nolan Graw grabbed the grounder, basically almost already standing on second base, and then just flipped it over to Hassan Claver at first base for an easy double play. That couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, huge defensive play for the Oilers, and now Kai Butler will come to the plate. He got a single back in the 1st inning, but has since grounded out to third and flew a ball out to right. 2 outs, tries to lay down a bunt, it looked like, trying to catch the Oilers off guard. That's a risky proposition at this point in time. Count will be at 1-0.
Yeah, Butler, like you said, I think you just might have been banking on the element of surprise. Now you've lost that, so almost 100% chance to just see him swing away.
1-0 pitch from Martin is low for ball number 2, trying to work the fastball in on Butler, who does have the best speed on this Chinooks team and is one of the best when it comes to stolen bases, so you can understand the idea in this bottom of the 8th, but it's still a risky one. 2-0 from Martin. And there's the fastball he was looking for. Goes a little bit higher with this one, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Butler just a good all-around hitter. Uses that speed to his advantage. He singled and scored back in the 1st inning. Since then is 0 for 2, 1 for 3 on the day.
2-1 Martin breaking ball. This time too far to the outside for ball number 3. And making it easy for Kai Butler here. He's got a hitter's count. Can Martin negotiate through that?
And you feel that this is a huge inning for the Oilers. If Martin's able to get through this.
Here's a ball popped up and fouled to the right side. That'll help Russ. It runs the count full at 3-2, and a payoff pitch with 2 outs is coming up.
Yeah, as I was saying, if Martin's able to work through this with that clutch double play, work around that leadoff single, you got to imagine we'll see Kevin O'Pannell, right? And then he's been pretty much lights out this year.
O'Pannell working up in the bullpen right now, but Russ places a fastball high for ball number 4. So Kai Butler will make it on to first base, and the Chinooks again have the tying run aboard just in time for Cal Whip to head to the plate for the Chinooks.
Like we said, this order is just a gauntlet, which is why that double play was so huge for the Oilers. Now instead of 2 runners on and 1 out, you've got just a runner on first with 2 outs. All you need is 1 out to get out of this inning.
Cal Whip delivered an RBI single back in the first inning. Has been hitless otherwise. 1 for 3 days so far. Martin high breaking ball. Fernandez had to work to bring that one down, and the count will be at 1-0.
Whip also with a hit on the day. He's 1 for 3, singled. Actually, it was an RBI single back in the first inning. The only RBI still since that with 6, 7, let's see, that's actually 7 scoreless innings now since that first inning.
1-0 pitch from Martin, fastball, swing and a miss as Whip chased that one late. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice high fastball from Martin there. That's what he's trying to do, is trying to contain Whip, who's been a real thorn in the side of the Oilers in many a situation this year. But Russ Martin trying to stay cool, calm, and collected. Runner at first still for the Chinooks. Runner takes off as well. That's a strike. Throw to second is going to be not in time. It's a stolen base for Kai Butler. And again, you can understand with his speed why the Chinooks would want to be that aggressive. But still a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Now a runner in scoring position.
And I was just thinking it's only a matter of time before Butler tries to take that bag. With 2 outs, and especially when his run is so crucial, he represents the tying run. There's really not a reason to at least try.
Still a 1-2 with 2 outs, and if Russ Martin can get a strike here, he will preserve the Oilers' lead going into the 9th. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball is just high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now coming up to Cal Whip. Again, right idea, just couldn't get that one to settle down quickly enough. Massive, massive point in the game for both sides in this bottom half of the 8th. 2-2 on the way from Martin. Breaking ball. Yes, rung him up for strike 3. Whip doesn't like the call, but Russ will take it every day of the week and take it to the bank going into the top half of the 9th inning. The Oilers strand the tying run on base and take out the Chinooks going into the top of the 9th and preserve the 3-2 lead. Oilers will look to add some insurance when we come back to Chugiak on ESPN. Don't touch that dial.
Hazardous trees are such a problem here on the Kenai Peninsula, but they have to be handled, and the place to call is AK Tree Solutions. With many years of experience in residential hazardous tree removal, they offer guaranteed customer satisfaction, and they're very accommodating. AK Tree Solutions also offers tree pruning, and they're licensed and insured. Get those hazardous trees off your property today. Call AK Tree Solutions, 907-398-2903. That's 907-398-2903.
Ready to spice up your day? Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant in Kenai is serving up bold, authentic Mexican food made with love and packed with flavor. New to town or just passing through, this is your must-stop spot for amazing variety, unbeatable prices, and all your favorites. Enjoy the free salsa bar and kick back with cold beer or a glass of wine. Located just past the last traffic light in Kenai, headed north. Playa Azul is where the fiesta never ends. Come hungry, leave happy. Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant.
Back here in Chugiak, Alaska at Lee Jordan Field, it's the Oilers and the Chinooks in what's been a great game so far. 3-2 is your score. Oilers on top of Chugiak in the top half of the 9th inning, looking to add some insurance runs against Paul Whitcup as Jack Holubowski, Shane Cannon, and Carson McCormick are due up, barring any pinch hitters here in the top half of the 9th.
Yeah, as much as 1 run has been a surety for the Oilers with Kevin O'Pannell on the mound, a few insurance runs would be absolutely huge, and that's why Russ Martin able to work around that first that leadoff single in the 8th was so huge with O'Pannell available from the bullpen.
Update on the Glacier Pilots Bucks game, by the way, game number 2 in that doubleheader, Mayor's Cup game 1. Pilots on top 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th right now. That'll be an interesting result to keep an eye on, but right now it's all about this game for the Oilers as that pitch well inside from Whitcup, almost a hit-by pitch on Holubowski in what could be his final plate appearance as a Peninsula Oiler in 2026. Trying to make the most of this opportunity and maybe help seal a win for this Oilers squad. 1-0 pitch. Pops this one up on the right side. Whip will camp underneath it in foul ground, and he makes the catch for out number 1. And there will be no fairy tale ending for Holubowski here, as the Chinooks get the first out in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Not exactly what Holubowski wanted to finish his season up here in Alaska, but he was a huge piece for the Oilers this year, and that does nothing to downplay what he was able to do for the organization.
Well said. As Shane Cannon comes to the plate, Holubowski's been a valued member of the roster and has done so many good things, and certainly will be missed for the Oilers throughout the remainder of the season. But we'll be cheering him on all the way. As Cannon comes to the plate, the count is 1-0. Shane has been silent so far today, 0 for 4, and he's been struck out twice, but this is his first time against Whitcup. 1-0 pitch, and the fastball hits its mark. Count evens at 1-1. McCormick again is waiting on deck for the Oilers. This has been overall probably the weakest part of the lineup for the Oilers so far today, but it'd be a great time to spring forward right here. 1-1, swing and a miss for Cannon. Got aggressive, too late trying to get to that, and the count's at 1-2.
Yeah, Cannon coming out aggressive, swings through strike 2 there. Again, just trying to get on base, force something to happen, get some insurance run with some good hitters behind you.
1-2 with 1 out. And Cannon makes contact but fouls it over the fence, keeping the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Overcast conditions here in Chugiak. Temperature's been dropping. We're in the low 50s right now, but the action is hot on the field between the Chinooks and the Oilers in this massive game. 1-2 pitch. Cannon, ground ball, hit sharply to short, picked up by Thompson, throws on to first, throws low, but in time to Cal Whip for a 6-3 and out number 2.
Yeah, decently routine ground out to the shortstop, but it was also just a good play by Josh Thompson to make that look routine for sure and record the out on Cannon, who has good wheels.
So Carson McCormick will come to the plate, representing the last chance for the Oilers to add some insurance, in the top half of the 9th inning. Reached twice on a walk to start the day. Has been 0 for 2 since, with a line out to the second baseman and a ground out to second as well. Low sidearm pitch from Whitcup here goes for ball 1. Carson McCormick had a great day yesterday with 2 RBI singles and 3 times total on base in Game 2 against the Matsu Miners, and is hoping to replicate that success late against the Chinooks here today. 1-0 pitch. McCormick hits this one off the end of his bat and fouls it towards the opposite side. The count will be at 1-1.
McCormick, like I said, with Cannon just trying to do whatever he can do to get on base and force something to happen. There's already 2 outs, so right now O'Pannell, I'm sure, already looking forward to the bottom of the 9th with a 1-run advantage, but he'll take whatever he can get.
Here's a wild pitch, and there goes the crack of the cage against our camera. That'll bring the count to 2-1 as Wyatt Bundy retrieves the baseball right in front of us. 2-1 count coming up here for McCormick. Oilers with 7 total hits in this game, Chinooks with 6. Very evenly matched on paper, but the Oilers in both categories have a slight advantage. 2-1, and McCormick takes strike 2 as it's low in the zone. And we've got deuces with 2 outs for McCormick right here.
And these teams have been a good matchup for each other all year. I've looked forward to these Chugiak Peninsula games, and it's definitely not a disappointment tonight.
It has certainly been evenly contested in a lot of these games so far this season. 2-2, McCormick fouls this one towards the Oilers' bullpen to keep the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They play very similar brands of baseball, and it's always fun to see how that plays out, whether it's in Kenai or here in Chugiak. And we've gotten everything we could ask for from this one so far tonight. An old slugfest of a game so far. Is there any more fireworks left? We're going to find out. 2-2 to McCormick. He hits a high fly ball deep to right center field, but the catch will be easily made by Kirby Jenkins for out 3. 1-2-3 inning for Paul Whitcup and the Chinooks, and the Oilers will send out Kevin O'Pannell looking for a save, trying to pick up an Oilers victory here today in Chugiak. We'll be back in just a moment on ESPN. Don't touch that dial.
As we head into the summer months, don't forget all your summertime workwear and outerwear at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna. Right now, take advantage of great deals such as extra tough apparel at 20% off, including t-shirts and sweatshirts. Don't miss the cozy comfort of fleece blankets, $24.99 $12.95. Levi jeans, 20% off. Hats and socks, 20% off. Also be sure to check out the exclusive 250th anniversary t-shirts. There's always new things coming in at Sweeney's Clothing in Sylvania, your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
Let's talk about something that's not always top of mind, but still really important, life insurance. Because it offers financial protection for your loved ones and can help them pay for things like a mortgage, credit card debt, and even your children's education. Plus, life insurance is probably a lot more affordable than you think. And with State Farm, your local agent can help you understand your options and choose coverage that fits your needs and budget.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Well, the journey here in the bottom half of the ninth is almost complete for the Oilers as they try to pick up a win against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks here on the road on this Saturday, July 18th. Dylan Simmons, Tucker Blau, Race Lee back at the studio. Oilers 3 outs away from victory, and who else to take the mound for what could be the final inning of the game but Kevin O'Pannell, the ABL leader in saves.
Yeah, certainly not an easy assignment for O'Pannell with this Chugiak lineup, so good offensively, but if you want anybody to be able to do it, this is your guy.
O'Pannell, of course, has been money in these situations so far this season. 11 innings pitched with 6 saves and a 3-0 record, 12 total strikeouts, big user of the fastball, and he'll try to take quick care of Kirby Jenkins, Drew Hurst, and Luke Zaromsky, barring any pinch hitters. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Chugiak, and O'Pannell would like to make this one of his quickest appearances of the season in a good way.
He only has 2 earned runs on those seasons, so he's been absolutely terrific late, and we'll see if he can continue that here.
Appeared against the Miners yesterday in the bottom of the 7th inning and delivers a strike here as the count goes to 0-1. Not a save opportunity yesterday, but just looked to clean things up and make sure the Oilers walked away with a dominant win, which he did. Kirby Jenkins has 2 singles on the day. He's been probably the best batter for Chugiak overall. The Chinooks have not scored a run since way back in the bottom half of the first inning. They've been shut out since by a combination of Luke Dixon and Russ Martin. And Dixon doing most of that heavy lifting with the 7 inning appearance. 0-1 and a nice off-speed pitch by O'Pannell. Swing and a miss for Jenkins, and the count's at 0-2.
Yeah, that was just a disgusting pitch from O'Pannell. Got Jenkins to swing through it, and now he's got head 0-2, and it's a whole lot of pitches you can throw here for the strikeout.
We'll see if O'Pannell uses that fastball to take care of Kirby Jenkins. 0-2 on the way. He does, but misses just outside. Oilers dugout, I don't think they were too happy with that call. Count's going to be at 1-2.
Yeah, that was a terrific pitch. Apparently just missed, and like you said, you could hear an uproar from the away dugout there.
O'Pannell, though, cool, calm, and collected. He'll go right back to what he needs to do. 1-2, high pitch here on a fastball. High and tight, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jenkins not flinching. That makes this a little bit more difficult here in this bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, O'Pannell, 2 consecutive balls after jumping ahead 0-2. He's going to look to get back in the zone here. Like you said, Jenkins already with a couple hits on the day, but trust your defense or just go for the strikeout.
And a swing and a miss for Jenkins. An incredible breaking ball from Kevin O'Pannell. He is that guy. What a strikeout.
I'd say incredible is a bit of an understatement. That was just absolutely nasty. A slider that slid low and outside. There's just no chance for Jenkins to get out of it and get down to it. And he still chased it and made that's a great strikeout for O'Pannell.
Put Jenkins on a knee. It was the baseball equivalent of an ankle breaker on that breaking ball from Kevin O'Pannell. Drew Hurst now to the plate, third baseman, yet to record a hit so far today. O'Pannell firing on all cylinders, another fastball for a strike. 0-1 just like that. Drew Hurst has grounded out to second, struck out looking, and delivered a sac bunt so far in this game for the Chinooks. 0 for 2 so far. 0-1, and this is high from O'Pannell on the fastball. Just a little bit, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
And like you said, just trying to that strikeout to start off the inning is just so huge for O'Pannell. He can use that momentum and try to build off of it, and which seems to be what he's doing here.
1-1 pitch. O'Pannell goes for the breaking ball this time and nails it effectively. Count at 1-2. Hurst, not a fan of that call, kind of shaking his head at the home plate umpire after it. A lot of people dissatisfied with some of the calls recently, but that's baseball for you. 1-2 coming up for O'Pannell here.
Yeah, both teams seem to be showing some frustration, but like you said, it's both teams, and so at least he's even.
Crackling of the cage off the foul ball from Hurst keeps the count at 1-2. Made slight contact with that pitch from O'Pannell, trying to time it up well, but just hasn't been able to quite get the look on it that he's wanted yet. And Kevin O'Pannell from Monmouth, Clementon, New Jersey, looking to represent with another strikeout. 1-2, and this ball instead popped up by Hurst and fouled off toward the left side. And again, we'll try the 1-2 with Drew Hurst here. Lefty batter here for Chugiak. O'Pannell, a righty pitcher. Hasn't phased him too much so far this season, but it does present a unique dynamic. 1-2 with one out coming up to the third baseman, Hurst, taking his time to adjust his arm guard on his right arm. 1-2 with one out for O'Pannell. Goes for a fastball and places it just outside, trying to induce Hurst to chase. He did not, and the count stays even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he had Hurst in swing mode, and he was trying to use that to his advantage, throwing that pitch high and away. Fortunately, Hurst saw that from a mile away, didn't even flinch.
So what does O'Pannell use here? 2-2 on the way. Fastball, swing and a miss. Go back to All Reliable and get the strikeout. O'Pannell with 2 straight to start this bottom of the 9th.
And just like he took care of Jenkins, another just low inside. This one inside on a lefty hitter still worked the same way, and it just induced that swing and miss and recorded the second out of the inning in a huge way.
Stick around after this for the Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show. If O'Pannell and the Oilers can get the final out, we'll have post-game interviews and more coming up for you in just a bit. O'Pannell delivers another fastball for a strike against Luke Zaromski. 0-1.
And there must be plenty of Oilers fans in the audience as well, because they're very loud and enthusiastic with every strike Kevin throws.
They have made the trip out here to Chugiak tonight, and they're representing well. Fouled off by Zaromski, 0-2. He's 0 for 2 so far on the day with a walk, and the catcher's on his last leg here, trying to see if he can get anything going against O'Pannell, or if this is going to be all she wrote for Chugiak tonight. 0-2 with 2 outs. O'Pannell's gotten 2 strikeouts very quickly. Can he get a third? No, just low for ball number 1 this time as he tried to go to that outside corner on a breaking ball.
That was a great location from O'Pannell, just missed, and somehow, I wouldn't have been able to, somehow Zaromski able to hold back from swinging at that.
Looking for his 7th save of the season. 1-2 with 2 outs. This ball is popped up into shallow right center field. It'll be the second baseman, Cannon, ranging underneath it to make the catch. And the Oilers win their 2nd straight game on the road in a grinded-out, gritty affair against the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks with everything you could ask for and more. Kevin O'Pannell getting his 7th save of the season. And the Oilers, thanks to late heroics from Nolan Grom and some great hitting all throughout from Mark Nellis, pick up the 3-2 win over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and get some measure of redemption after that tough loss a couple nights ago in 5 innings. What a win for the Oilers, and what a night of baseball we just watched, Tucker.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the postgame show.
Yep, Tucker will go try to grab Martin Ellis for us, and we'll have your PCHS postgame show coming up for you in just a moment. So make sure you stay tuned right here on ESPN. We'll be back in just a bit.
Your health matters every day, not just when you're sick. At Peninsula Community Health Services, we're here to keep you well with personalized primary care and preventative services for the whole family. From checkups and screenings to managing ongoing conditions, our caring team is ready to help you stay ahead of your health. Don't wait. Take the first step toward feeling your best today. Call PCHS at 907-262-3119 or online at pchsak.org.
Peninsula Community Health Services. Healthcare for all.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
The World Cup's coming and everybody's talking defense. Here's a strategy that works long after the final whistle. If your family is complete, a no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy is a safe, effective move. If you're done building your team, it may be time to strengthen your defense. Dr. Alvarez can perform your procedure in Soldotna or Homer. It's quick, comfortable, and a whole lot easier than chasing toddlers into extra time. Don't leave your future up to a lucky bounce. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics 907-235-1010 and schedule your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy.
Appreciate it.
Score some peace of mind and enjoy the games.
When you've been involved in an accident or suffered at the hands of someone else's negligence, we can help you assess whether you need an attorney and whether we can add value to your case. This is a small community, and we want to make sure that our community members are taken care of. We offer free consults to help you determine what insurances might be available to provide a full and fair recovery for you and whether we can add value to your case. Call us at Earhart, Elsner, and Cooley to schedule a free consult. 907-283-2876.
And now it's time for the post-game show on ESPN 1140 and 96.9. Brought to you by Peninsula Community Health Services and State Farm agent Christy Babcock. With game recaps and on-field interviews, let's return to the field on ESPN.
Welcome back here in Chugiak, Alaska, to the Oilers post-game show presented by Peninsula Community Health Services. PCHS supports your health, offering medical, dental, eye care, and behavioral health services. Visit them online at pchsak.org, that's in all caps, or call and schedule an appointment today at 907-262-3119. Once again, that's 907-262-3119. Final score here from Chugiak, the Oilers picking up the 3-2 win over the Chinooks. It was not easy, a hard-fought victory from start to finish. And if you ask me the question of whether or not the Oilers would win after the first inning, it would have been with a little bit of trepidation. Obviously, the opportunity was still there, but the Oilers down 2-0 after 2 runs given up by Luke Dixon. But after that, as the kids would say, he locked in a big way with his best performance of the season. Went 7 full innings tonight and was really the guy who helped bear the load for the Oilers from the mound and set them up for success late against the Chinooks and mainly kept the offense within opportunity to try to come back and win this game, and that's exactly what they were able to do late. Nolan Graw with a clutch RBI single in the top half of the 8th inning. Oilers never looked back after that, and then Kevin O'Pannell, as per usual, came in the bottom of the 9th and did what he does best, getting his 7th save of the season to extend his ABL save lead and gives the Oilers their 16th win of the year as well. Actually, 17th win. My apologies. Don't want to sell the Oilers short. 17 wins in 30 games. Not too shabby for Peninsula here in 2026. It's their 2nd consecutive win as well, dating back to the second half of the doubleheader against Matsu yesterday, and puts the Oilers back in position in the ABL standings. We'll see how things shake out between the Bucks and Pilots tonight in their doubleheader, and also if the Oilers can defeat the Matsu Miners tomorrow. But right now, things are looking up for Peninsula, and they're trying to keep the pedal to the metal on this big road stretch. Taking a look at some of our final scores in this contest, there were a lot of standout stars on both sides. But for the Oilers, obviously, Mark Nellis was a huge asset with 2 RBI singles in the 4th and 6th innings. He ends up going 3 for 5 tonight with 3 singles. Nolan Graw had the RBI single in the top of the 8th and got on base 3 times. He also forced 2 total walks, so ends up going 1 for 3 with the 2 walks in this contest. Brooks Hassenclaver once again forced a couple of walks. Luke Lusky had a solid night, reached base 3 times, and went 2 for 4 with the walk and a double and a single. Shane Cannon ends up going 0 for 5, but was able to do some really good stuff defensively, especially that 4-3 double play to help set the Oilers up late in the game. And Isaac Fernandez ends up with a couple of singles for the Oilers as well in the contest. And we have a couple of special guests joining us here, the men of the hour, Mark Nellis as well as Luke Dixon. And I'll have Luke join me first. He'll put on the headset after what I would say was his best performance of the season on the mound. Luke, my man, 7 innings tonight, just 2 runs given up after that first inning. I want to take you back to the start of the game because after those first 2 runs, it felt like you settled in and you locked in. You were controlled and you were able to hold the Chinooks in check. What did you adjust pitching-wise to put yourself in position to continue that dominance throughout the rest of the game?
To be honest, in that first inning, they were the whole game, they had great at-bats against me. But I think I just wasn't landing any cutters or off-speed and getting ahead, I guess. So after that first inning, I knew they were going to attack that off-speed late and that fastball late as well. So I just basically went to the dugout, flushed it because I still felt good. I knew I was going to throw at least 90 pitches today because that's just how good I felt. And, defense played good behind me. I just threw the ball over the zone. I got some calls for me, I guess. But, I got to tip my hat to the Chinooks because they had some great at-bats against me and some great swings.
They certainly did in that contest. And, you talked a little bit about mentality. Baseball is obviously a physical game, but a lot of it is up here in the head. It's also a mental game. And for you in that game, how did you maintain that focus and stay locked in all the way through to make sure the Chinooks didn't get any sort of daylight in a low-scoring game?
Yeah, I take mentality, I feel like it's one of my most important, factors when I pitch. And I guess just every time I go out to the mound to warm up, I just kind of look at the mountains or look at a tree or something just to kind of zone in, I guess, or re-lock in. And, I just felt like I was able to lock in for 6 innings. And by the 7th inning, I was getting really mentally tired. Those last 2 batters, man, I was pleased to be over the plate. Just hit it. But, it worked out in my favor. It was just a great game, great defense. It was just a great time.
It certainly was a great time for you. Luke, thank you so much, and congrats on the great stuff, and hopefully the Oilers can get another win tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, Luke Dixon joining us here on the postgame show, but we got one more special guest, the man from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It is Mark Nellis who joins us here on the postgame show. And, Mark, you were seeing the ball really well throughout the game. You end up with 3 total hits, a couple of RBI singles, and really you were the Oilers' offense at points tonight. What was working for you against the Chinooks pitchers early on in that game and throughout the whole game?
Yeah, well, first of all, they got some pretty good arms, and they're making good pitches. And at the end of the day, it's just about competing, having fun. And, I was trying to compete, have fun the best I could, and I was lucky to get some guys on, get a good pitch to hit, and do something with it. So, at the end of the day, just compete, have fun, and see what happens pretty much. Nothing crazy.
Hey, sometimes that's all you got to do to make things happen. And Nolan had a great hit there late as well, that RBI single. Talk about how the offense responded late, getting guys on base and getting yourselves in position to take that win.
Yeah, honestly, we just decided we're going to win this game. We tried to find a way. We're close all game. They're making good pitches. We're competing. It's good at bats for the most part, but then Nolan's such a great player. He finds a way to come through. And what the thing about our lineup is, if one guy doesn't do it, we got another guy, and we can just rely. And I struck out that at bat. He threw me some good changeups, threw a good fastball up, and I was like, you know what, Nolan's got it, and first pitch right through. So yeah,
that's the benefits of having a loaded lineup for sure. All right, big game coming up tomorrow. Matsu Miners in Palmer. You guys trying to get another win against them, keep pace in the ABL. What do you want to see from the offense tomorrow in that one?
Same thing as today, honestly. Just go out there and compete and have fun. And we have a great team here. We're really close. We have a great time playing in Alaska. Like, what a blessing. And just don't take any day for granted and just compete and have fun. That's all I got.
Like that philosophy. D1 certified Eastern Michigan Eagle in the future, and he played like a D1 guy today. Mark, thank you so much, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mark Nellis joining us here on the PCHS postgame show, and we'll wrap it up here in just a moment from Chugiak, Alaska, as Tucker rejoins us on the mic. Tucker, I think that was a fun game from start to finish, a fascinating game to watch. Luke Dixon with some great stuff, obviously Mark Nellis with some great stuff as well. And what a win this is for the Oilers.
Absolutely, and They continued off that win last night, and I think that's just puts them in a really good spot to keep this going for the rest of the year. And I just really liked the way they ground through the whole game. They fell behind early and managed to come back and win. They're in it the whole time, and that's just a great morale booster for this team.
All right, should be a fun game tomorrow. The Oilers take on the Matsu Miners on a Sunday matinee. 4 o'clock is the official start time. 3:45 for our Sweeney's Clothing pregame show. Make sure you join us on ESPN and YouTube. So for Tucker Blau and for Ray Slee back at the station, that's all we've got for tonight. I'm Dylan Simmons saying so long from Chugiak, where your final score is Oilers 3, Chinooks 2. This has been a presentation of ESPN. So long, have an electric night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Race.
Peace out.
Yep. And now it's time for the post-game show on ESPN.